歡迎大家翻嚟職安健創新及科技研討會，嚟到第2日啦，繼續有我嘉嘉林嘉瑤為大家主持嘅。請大家先以熱烈嘅掌聲，我哋歡迎晒現場咁多位來賓，同埋我哋線上面收睇緊直播嘅朋友，你哋好。接住落嚟，我哋有請土木工程拓展署助理署長技術關順行博士工程師為我哋分享。關生從事建築行業超過20年，負責推展創新科技嘅工程應用，以提升公共服務質素同埋效率。佢將會分享創新科技喺基建工程嘅應用㗎。我哋掌聲將時間交俾關生，有請。
各位同事、各位同業，早晨。咁首先我都想多謝主辦單位勞工處同埋職安局俾咗我哋土拓處一個咁嘅機會。今日可以喺度同大家分享翻我哋喺點樣利用創科將我哋工業安全地盤嘅工業安全提升同大家做一個分享。咁大家都知道啦，因為我哋行業其實有唔同嘅挑戰，例如成本增加同埋最重要就係我哋嗰個工齡老化嘅問題。咁所以我哋部門都好希望用唔同嘅新科技去幫助我哋出邊嘅前線嘅工友去保護自己，去減低佢哋嘅危害，令到我哋嘅地盤係有更加低嘅意外率。最好就係我哋嘅遠景就係地盤零意外。咁喺我介紹或者分享翻我嘅例子之前，我好快咁樣同大家介紹翻我哋土木工程拓展署CEDD 嘅服務範疇，同埋我哋嘅架構，同埋一啲過去或者而家進行緊嘅工程項目。咁我哋有除咗我哋總部之外啦，有2個工程處同埋5個拓展處。咁其中一個工程處咧就係土木工程處。咁土木工程處咧就分別係負責一啲海事設施管理啦、維修啦同埋建造。公眾填料嘅整體策略嘅研究啦，同埋亦都係營運緊一個填料嘅儲存庫。咁仲有我哋咧就一個好大嘅範疇，就係配合公營房屋嘅發展啦。土木工程處咧係做好多唔同大大小小嘅地盤平整之後咧就將嗰啲地盤平整咗嘅地盤咧就交翻俾房署去興建公屋。第2個工程處就係土力工程處。咁佢主要咧就係負責整個香港嘅斜坡安全嘅規劃同埋嘅管理。我哋會對一啲唔合標準嘅政府斜坡咧，就做一個加固啦，亦都係推行咗山泥傾瀉長遠防治嘅工程，同埋為私人斜坡咧做一個安全審查嘅篩選。頭先我講過啦，有5個拓展處嘅，咁佢分別咧就喺唔同嘅地區裏邊咧做一啲建設同埋呢個基礎建設嘅工作。咁例如啦，東涌新市鎮啦，我哋最近都喺東涌新市鎮東嗰度做填海工程啦。咁東涌嘅西邊咧，亦都係開展緊一啲新嘅工程。咁仲有啟德發展區啦，另外就係之前已經開咗嘅將軍澳跨灣大橋藍田將軍澳隧道都係我哋土木工程處嘅重點項目啦，已經完成咗。咁嚟緊嘅重點項目咧，包括有呢個大埔公路啦、沙田段嘅擴闊，同埋大家都知道啦，就係北都，同埋呢個中部人工水域嘅交椅洲人工島。咁係呢啲咧，全部都會喺 CEDD 嘅規劃啦，同埋CEDD 嘅工程項目裏邊嘅。咁頭先講過啦，我哋好希望利用科技去增加我哋或者係減低我哋嘅地盤安全嘅問題啦，亦都係希望促進整個行業嘅發展咁樣。咁所以咧喺我哋處長嘅督導底下咧，我哋成立咗呢個創科督導委員會，由我哋副處長帶領啦，希望透過去研究採納一啲智慧嘅建築方法。建材方面嘅研究同埋同相關持份者嘅研究咧，就去揾一啲新嘅物料，幫助我哋可以更加快、更加安全咁做到個施工。咁另外咧，最主要咧就係利用呢個創新嘅科技咧， 去睇下點樣減低我哋嘅地盤安全嘅問題。咁我哋呢個委員會都3年之前成立，咁我哋咧好努力咁樣去揾唔同嘅新科技嘅方案啦。咁亦都好高興得到唔同嘅專業團體啊，同埋機構嘅認同，咁攞咗唔少獎項。咁或者我喺度咧嚟緊咧都分享翻我哋點樣利用我哋嘅新科技去減低我哋嘅地盤嘅安全嘅問題。不過我想講就係地盤安全嘅問題或者新科技點樣應用咧，唔係單單淨係喺地盤上面應用。其實我今日想同大家介紹就係我哋點樣利用呢啲新科技喺成個規劃或者係成個工程嘅週期裏邊嘅應用，包括點樣規劃個工程啦、施工方案嘅預備啦，同埋真正落到地喺地盤施工嗰陣時點樣利用呢個新科技。咁我個介紹咧將會係重點講出新科技點樣對於人機密法上面對於個安全嘅提升。或者首先我講下人先啦嚇。咁大家都知道啦，我哋而家就會利用虛擬實境嘅科技咧，去訓練我哋嘅員工訓練我哋嘅前線工友。咁所以咧，我哋喺我哋唔同嘅地盤啦，都已經係建立咗好多唔同嘅虛擬實境嘅訓練場地，會要求咧工友咧係定期做出訓練。咁呢個虛擬實境嘅訓練係令工友咧更加深刻咁體會到因為佢哋會去一啲虛擬嘅實境嘅工地嘅事故或者係現場裏邊咧做呢個訓練，咁所以可以增加佢哋嘅投入感，同埋增加佢哋嘅一個impression， 咁令佢哋更加深入去體會工地安全嘅重要性。咁另外一個咧就係關於喺施工方面或者規劃方面咧，我哋點樣利用新科技咧去減低呢個工地安全。咁我想講嘅例子咧就係之前都通咗車嘅將軍澳跨灣大橋嘅工程。咁喺呢個工程裏邊，頭先都見到啦，我哋要起一條好重嘅鐵橋啦有200米長嘅鐵橋。咁施工嗰個挑戰性難度非常之高。咁所以咧，我哋利用咗呢個數碼孿生啦，即係 Digital Twin 嘅技術，利用一啲 BIM 嘅模擬嘅科技咧，去揾出究竟邊一個施工方案最好咧？喺電腦裏邊模擬翻成個施工嘅過程。我哋嘅團隊同埋承建商去利用嗰個電腦模擬技術，試驗唔同嘅工程嗰個流程，揾出一個最好嘅流程，揾到一個最好嘅方案，同埋亦都將整個流程裏邊邊啲工友要做咩工作，喺咩位置，亦都編排好。最後咧就係將成個嘅過程製作一個短片俾我哋嘅工友，等佢哋得知究竟佢哋要負責啲咩咯，企喺邊個位置係安全咯，從而令佢哋出去施工嗰陣時已經有一個好好嘅準備，減低佢哋嘅風險嘅危害，增加我哋地盤安全。咁講完人，我就想講下機啦。咁究竟我哋嘅新科技點樣可以增強咗我哋喺即係物機上面嘅應用？物機上面嘅產能或者安全性，從而減低我哋嘅對於地盤工友嘅危害咧咁樣。咁我想介紹下就係我哋用嘅機械狗。咁因為我哋處咧都定期咧同唔同嘅部門咧去檢查佢哋廢棄嘅隧道。咁所以咧我哋就研發咗利用機械狗咧去做呢個工作，減省咗工友要進入呢啲廢棄隧道嘅危害。咁喺進入呢個隧道之前咧，我哋會派我哋機械狗啦，加上呢個 3D 嘅雷射探測裝置啦，嚟入到去呢個廢棄隧道裏邊，預先將成個環境已經得悉清楚之後咧，再派人入去。咁另外咧，亦都我哋嘅機械狗咧係會配置一啲有毒氣體嘅 sensor 啦咁知道打氣真係完成咗咧，先至會再派工友入去。咁所以呢個新科技咧，其實係令我哋嘅工友嘅危害咧就係減低，大大咁減低。 另外一個例子係關於機嘅咧，就係我哋同我哋嘅承建商好努力咁樣去做一個自動嘅燒焊機。咁大家都可能見過啦，自己自動燒焊機咧，燒嗰啲波泡啊、大通直嗰啲咧，就已經研發咗。咁但係咧喺頭嘅呢一邊咧，大家都見到咧，就係有啲水管啊，要喺啲深坑裏邊咧鋪水管之後做呢個燒焊，嗰啲水管係打橫。咁我哋發覺市場上面咧未有呢類型嘅機械人，咁所以同我哋嘅承建商咧就去研發呢個機械人。因為喺深坑裏邊咧，其實頭先都見到啦嚇，啲工友要喺好窄嘅位置做呢個燒焊啦，甚或係有啲工友係需要入到個通裏邊做呢個燒焊。咁大家可想而知，呢個係一個密閉嘅空間、密閉嘅場地，燒焊出嚟嘅氣體亦都係有機會導致一啲危害。咁所以你係希望利用呢個機械人裏裏外外做呢個燒焊，減低我哋工友喺呢方面嘅工作，令佢哋更加健康。仲有一個最後想講關於機嘅例子咧，就係我哋開發咗呢個用呢個Zoom 咧去做呢個我哋隧道嘅
高處檢測工作更安全嘅解決方案。利用人工智能分析缺損，最後可以喺現場直接獲取檢測結果。智能隧道質量檢測系統係香港首個使用無人機搭載人工智能嘅隧道檢測系統。呢個系統唔需要安裝傳統目測巡查所需要嘅大型工作平台，唔單止節省檢測時間同埋空間，而且大幅提高施工現場嘅安全性、效率同埋操作靈活性，更減省人力同埋減低喺擠迫嘅隧道環境入邊高空工作嘅安全風險。
頭先講個機有3個例子點樣可以利用新科技令我哋嘅機械更加先進，幫助我哋嘅工友。咁跟住講下物啦。咁物咧，我哋其實就係指物料。究竟有咩新工程嘅物料咧，可以令我哋工作更加安全咧？咁樣咁啊，有兩個嘅例子想介紹俾大家。咁其實喺呢幾年裏邊，我哋都同唔同嘅持份者啦，例如大學或者科研機構合作。咁第一個例子係想講咧，就係我哋同呢個理工大學合作嘅一個項目，就係利用呢個玻璃纖維強化嘅膠條，希望可以代替一啲鐵嘅鋼筋。咁呢啲玻璃纖維強化嘅膠條其實佢有個好處嘅，最主要當時我哋嘅諗法就係因為佢係膠嚟嘅，咁所以咧佢嗰個鏽蝕嘅程度咧比起鐵咧係會減低佢好多啦。咁所以我哋頭先講過啦，我哋做好多海事嘅工程咁樣，咁所以而家我哋都利用緊佢咧係喺一啲碼頭上面嘅設施咧做建設咧，已經開始利用緊做一個 pilot study 㗎啦。咁另外一個最大嘅優勢係咩咧？我哋睇到就係呢個膠條，雖然佢雖然係膠，但係佢比鐵嘅強度咧係冇乜分別嘅。咁但係最好咧就係佢嘅重量係少咗75%。咁即係話咩咧？即係工友喺人力抬舉方面咧，嗰個功夫可以大大減省。最主要咧就係因為我哋土力工程處咧，亦都喺好多斜嘅山坡裏邊做呢個泥釘嘅工程鞏固嘅工程。咁我哋會做咩咧？就係打個窿喺個山裏邊咯，跟住插條鐵再做灌漿。咁但係可以想而知咧，就係我哋嘅工友之前都要用一啲即係用一啲好 intensive 嘅人力抬舉咧，去做抬啲鐵條上山，或者用一啲機械咧去幫助我哋做呢啲咁嘅load shifting 嘅工作。但係而家如果用咗呢個膠條嘅話，用呢個強化玻璃膠條咧，嗰個工友對於人力抬舉嗰個要求咧就大大減低。另外啦，我哋就同另外喺科學園嘅 NAMI 啦嘅科研機構咧，就去一齊研發同埋一齊試驗呢一個新嘅回填物料。咁呢個回填物料咧就似砂漿嘅，不過佢比砂漿咧嗰個流動性更大。咁我哋做咩咧？譬如話大家開路大家見到喺個路邊開路，要換條桶或者換水管咁之後要回填啦，係咪？嗰個坑好窄。咁而家嘅做法咧，好多時咧都係工友要派工友入去啦，做呢個回填嘅工作。咁亦都係未必好理想，亦都係有個安全嘅隱患喺度。咁所以我哋希望用呢個新嘅回填物料咧，就灌注落去呢啲坑裏邊，因為佢流動性高咁所以咧個坑裏邊嘅所有嘅空間咧，都會俾呢個新嘅回填物料咧 就沖塞做咗一個回填嘅好有效做一個回填嘅動作。咁佢另外一個好處咧就係其實佢嘅硬度咧就唔會比砂漿硬嘅，因為大家可想而知，你回填之後有時要開路掹翻掘翻出嚟去做其他嘅管道維修嘅工作。咁所以咧，雖然呢隻回填物料係好似砂漿咁，但係佢嗰個硬度咧係比砂漿低，亦都係唔困難咧，係再做呢個挖掘嘅工作挖翻出嚟。講完物啦，咁我想講下方法。究竟有乜新嘅施工方法令我哋更加安全去做呢個施工呢？咁其中一個例子咧就係喺我哋啟德嘅發展區我哋要做一個行人隧道連接去對面嘅彩虹嘅方面嘅位置啦。咁呢個行人隧道咧，又要頭先見到啦，經過太子道東呢啲咁多車嘅地方。咁一般嚟講做隧道嘅挖掘咧，我哋會用隧道挖掘機啦。咁通常就係圓形嘅隧道挖掘機。咁大家知啦，大家一般行嘅行人隧道都係四方形噶嘛，或者長方形噶嘛。咁所以用圓形嘅挖掘機咧，做翻一個隧道出嚟咧，之後我哋都要翻手喺裏邊內籠咧，做翻一個四方形嘅或者長方形嘅廊。咁喺施工上面咧係會有挑戰啦。咁所以咧，我哋頭先就見到啦，就引入一個矩形嘅隧道挖掘機嚟到做呢個施工，減低我哋嘅安全危害。咁另外一個就係做橋啦，我哋都做好多橋啦。呢個咧就喺我哋喺北區啦，橫跨粉嶺公路啦，同埋呢個青山公路咧，係需要起一條大概300米到嘅橋啦。咁有幾個柱頭啦分開5段做啦。咁最長嗰節咧都係呢個有成30幾40米嘅咁樣。咁大家都知道啦，一般嚟講咧，我哋做呢啲橋咧就會起個柱頭先啦，跟住喺上邊用一個懸掛式嘅裝置。等啲工友喺上面咧喺工作，一個個嗰個橋嘅 set 紋就吊上去就聯繫啦。咁所以整個嘅施工呢個傳統嘅施工工序咧係涉及好多高空工作嘅，咁咪未必咁理想。咁所以咧我哋利用咗呢個新嘅叫自行模塊運輸車。咁呢個係乜嘢嚟咧？就係其實佢一個模塊嘅，你見到佢有個轆同埋有個平台。咁呢啲轆咧就可以360度自轉啦咁將呢啲模塊拍好，做埋一齊咧，就會見到可以咧做一個運輸車。咁頭先講過啦，呢啲運輸車因為佢啲轆咧係可以360度咁轉，非常之靈活，可以一啲好窄嘅彎咧，佢都可以行得到嘅。咁好適合喺香港使用。咁我哋嘅諗法就係喺呢個工地嘅附近咧，就預先做一個 casting yard， 就將所有嘅 bridge segment 咧就做好，搭好咗，做成條橋30-40米嘅一次過。跟住咧就用呢啲運輸車咧，就運到需要裝置嘅地方咧，然後喺已經起好個柱頭啦嘛，喺柱頭上面再用一啲吊運嘅方法吊上去，成條橋一次過做好佢。依家咧見圖片咧就見到咧就係一個模擬嘅 video 啦，就喺夜間咧我哋要封閉咗呢個公路啦，就將呢個已經預先製造好嘅橋嘅 span 咧就成個運到需要裝置嘅地方，跟住咧就將佢掛上去個橋度。咁呢個工序嘅手法咧就可以大大減低需要喺高空工作嘅時間，減低我哋工友嘅危害。咁我亦都利用咗虛擬實境啦，製造咗成個嘅流程啦，俾我哋工友睇，令佢哋好似頭先咁講啦，知道成個工序係點樣，個責任喺邊度，自己嘅責任喺邊度，企邊個位置最安全。咁到最尾啦，我都想講，其實希望各位業界我哋利用自己嘅專業知識，繼續去發掘多啲唔同嘅創新科技，減低我哋嘅工友嘅危險。改善我哋工作嘅環境，希望土木署亦都同大家同業攜手合作，做到地盤零意外嘅遠景。多謝大家。
多謝晒關生嘅分享。 跟住落嚟，我哋有請機電工程署高級工程師創新賴震暉先生為我哋分享啊！賴生擁有多年唔同嘅資訊科技同埋電子工程經驗，現帶領機電署嘅創新辦公室，負責管理機電創科網上平台，支援各政府部門加強同創科界嘅協作。將會分享嘅主題係運用機電創新科技應對職安健挑戰。我哋掌聲歡迎賴生。
咁首先好多謝大會就舉辦今次嘅活動啦，咁就亦都多謝大會邀請我哋喺度嚟咗分享。咁頭先大家聽到阿關博士嘅分享之後呢，喺個基建上已經係做咗好多唔同嘅職安健嘅一啲創新科技嘅應用嚟加強大家安全。咁其實除咗個基建之後呢，其實好多呢啲咁嘅樓宇啊或者基建之後，其實ongoing不停嘅一啲maintenance 啊一啲嘅維護啊，其實就係機電署嘅工作。咁所以咧，其實我都好覺得大會嘅編排咧係好正，喺我哋喺機電署介紹咧，就喺其實阿關生介紹之後，咁我先介紹一下啦。其實機電工程署做咧，我哋機電工程署有兩個角色嘅。第一個就係一個規管嘅工作，咁我哋負責就係執行大概15條嘅法例啦，負責一啲機電安全啦，包括電力啊、鐵路啊、氣體安全啊，及推廣能源效益啦。咁我哋亦都有個營運基金嘅，咁而營運基金嘅角色咧，就係負責協助同埋幫助唔同嘅政府部門咧，去提供一啲機電工程服務，包括咧可能採購啦，頭先講嘅一啲工程嘅服務啦，佢哋嘅一啲設施嘅一啲管理啦、maintenance 啦咁嘅工作。咁其實喺呢啲咁嘅工作裏邊咧，其實我哋嘅職安健嘅風險咧，亦都有唔少嘅風險喺度嘅。譬如我哋嘅一啲 regulatory service 嘅時候咧，可能有啲我哋需要有啲巡查嘅工作啦，亦都我哋需要有同事去做一啲維護嘅工作。咁通常有啲唔同嘅風險嘅，同大家其實唔同嘅位置一樣啦。我哋可能有啲高位嘅工作啦，我哋有啲同事又或者我哋業界可能需要進入啲密閉嘅空間啦。我哋可能亦都有啲 manual 嘅 operation 要有啲勞力嘅工作，而嗰啲亦都係有一啲職安健嘅危害啦。咁我哋機電工程署亦都希望咧，利用嘅唔同嘅創新科技啦，去令到我哋嘅員工、我哋嘅業界，甚至其他唔同嘅行業咧，都係利用到創新科技咧，嚟到係改善呢咁嘅職安健嘅一啲減少一啲咁嘅危害。咁可能呢度我就有少少 sample 啦，我哋究竟機電署咧喺我哋應對嘅時候做嗰啲乜嘢嘢啦。好，咁就譬如wear high 啦，咁其實wear high啦，我哋好多時都有啲唔同嘅高位工作，可能係一啲高位嘅一啲 inspection， 我哋去睇一睇啲機電設施有冇啲問題，即係你譬如呢啲咁嘅大樓，我哋上邊啲機電設施啊、啲燈啊、喉管啊有冇問題？我哋除咗睇之外，即係睇而家大家可能諗咧就我飛架無人機上去就可能睇到。除咗睇之外咧，其實我哋需要咧可能有啲清潔啊，去可能有啲維護嘅工作要做嘅。咁有部分嘅嘢咧，我哋都發覺，其實喺坊間咧都未必可以即刻有呢啲咁嘅方案。咁所以咧，同時亦都希望有啲新嘅創意啦。咁譬如呢一個咧，就係講一講我哋高空工作嘅一個例子啦。呢啲但係咧就係一啲高位嘅 check。咁其實係運送一啲洗衣房裏邊嘅一啲污糟嘅衣物嘅一啲運送帶嚟嘅。我哋以前同事咧就要起整個 working platform 啦，上去咧就要做一啲清潔工作，同埋裏邊有冇嘢係棘住咗啊，要進行一啲維護啊。咁當然呢個看似就好簡單啦，但係咧其實不斷成條長嘅路線咧，咁大家要做清潔啦，望一望之後要落翻嚟啦，再揾人揸車上去啦。咁亦都咧喺呢度咧，亦都係有唔少嘅一啲嘅複雜性喺度嘅。咁所以咧，我哋同事咧就亦都係聯同一啲創企業啦，我哋就研發咗一個路軌清潔機械人。咁係主要咧，大家見到咧就好似幅相嗰個咁啦。咁呢一嚿物體咧，其實我哋就會掛咗喺頭先上面嘅 track 嗰度，咁去進行一啲清潔工作。咁我哋不如就睇一睇呢度嗱，你見到裏邊嘅內部構造咧，其實就會有唔同嘅 cleaning box 啦。有一啲 camera 啦，我哋會睇翻嗰個路軌情況，亦都有 motor 喺度喐動嘅，係啦。咁過往嚟講，好似下邊咁講啦，我哋以前同事咧就要喺6米高嘅位置度咧就進行清潔。而家咧可以點咧？就係揸打機咁啦，揸住一個 joystick 嗱，睇個 joystick 咧，佢就會睇到個 live image，睇到嗰個路軌裏邊嘅情況，行到去邊度，同時間咧。 亦都做埋個清潔㗎啦。咁就連同事咧都唔使上去，即係見到有污糟咗都唔使有啲清潔咯。咁所以咧，我哋只要喺路軌個位度咧裝置咗呢啲咁嘅機械人咧，就已經 OK 啦。咁喺個 benefit 上啦，咁就其實就頭先講啦，我哋成個 payback period 咧就15個月就已經 OK 㗎啦。點解咧？其實講真啦，同事唔使上去，亦都咧過往嚟講，頭先嗰個高位工作咧，時間係一個問題，亦都咧人手亦都減散，因為咧以前嚟講咧，有人要睇住啦，有人要上去清潔啦，可能唔止一個同事啦，要上幾個同事。咁而家咧，只要一位同事咧揸住個 joystick 咧，就已經係可以進行到呢個咁嘅清潔工作。人手我哋見到減少咗88% 嘅 demand。Payback 亦都係15個月內已經完成到，咁所以變咗咧喺之後咧，亦都係我哋係不停喺度用緊呢啲咁嘅科技咧，減省人力之餘咧，亦都喺職安嗰度你都做到好好嘅效益。咁另外啦 ，confined space 啦，其實我哋亦都有唔少嘅巡查工作咧，係會係走入一啲confined space 裏邊進行嘅。咁其中一個係咩咧？就係一啲大家可能都見過嘅，喺出邊見過一啲運油嘅運氣嘅 LPG 呢啲運 LPG 嘅車嚟嘅。咁我哋做氣體嘅監管啦。咁呢啲咧就要每5年咧就要清空裏邊，因為清空裏邊跟住咧就要揾人入去裏邊就做一啲檢視嘅工作，睇下裏邊有冇一啲鏽蝕啊，有冇薄度啊，會唔會有啲唔同嘅風險嘅危害啊？咁當然啦，走入去嘅動作咧，亦都係一個好大嘅危害啦。你見到嗰入口嗰度咧，大家都 imagine 到個入口其實好細嘅。咁就亦都咧喺同時間咧，同裏邊嘅工作人員咧，需要裏邊做一啲長時間嘅一啲檢測嘅工作，亦都喺個光線嗰度亦都唔係咁理想啦。同埋裏邊咧，大家唔好諗住中間咧係一個大嘅通空位喺裏邊周圍走都得喎。其實因為咧，裏邊咧其實有啲唔同嘅間板，因為你會慎防啲 collapsion 啊，所有嘢裏邊亦都有啲 structure 嘅嘢咧，有啲間板，所以喺中間個圓圈裏邊咧係有啲窿位係俾大家裏邊走嘅啫，就唔係一個大嘅圓圈咁理想嘅，係啦。咁當然啦 recording 亦都係啦，因為好多時大家喺裏邊亦都唔係好容易做到啲 recording 嘅嘢，咁我哋之後攞翻啲數據咧係比較困難嘅。咁所以咧，我哋就其實聯同咗咧廣東省科學院咧，因為其實香港其實我哋發覺亦都冇乜一啲 solution 喺度，咁所以我哋聯同咗廣東省科學院咧，就做咗個機械人咧，就幫我哋做個檢測嘅工作。好，大家去睇一睇個影片係點啦。嗱，大家見到中間嗰度咧，咪大家有個十字形喺隔離嘅，其實現實上咧，佢就真係有件嘢喺度，所以工人喺裏邊咧都要捐過去先至可以睇到第二個位置個 category 裏邊嘅。咁而家呢個機械人咧，佢就有別於頭先可能大家見到啲機械狗啊或者鐘啊，佢係會黐咗，因為佢碌嗰度咧係會有磁石，佢會黐咗喺上邊，係進行一個檢測喺度喐嘅動作。咁變咗佢可以好貼咁樣做一啲檢測工作，亦都可以同時間咧用埋 ultrasound 睇埋啲厚度啊、薄度啊有冇侵、有冇薄度呢啲咁嘅情況，係啦。係啦，咁亦都咧實時可以記錄翻成個環境係點，邊個位置有呢啲咁嘅風險嘅問題，邊個薄咗，邊個厚咗，邊個唔會厚咗，邊個薄咗，邊個會有鏽蝕，咁亦都可以喺個 3D 圖度咧，可以好容易咁樣睇得翻，係啦。咁另外啦，其實我哋好多呢啲咁嘅維護工程咧，大家都可能其實我哋喺背後咧都可能有多一啲勞力嘅工程啊，有啲係洗刮抹擦啊，我哋叫我哋 maintenance 咁嘅工作。咁其中一樣咧就係一啲鍋爐，一啲大型嘅鍋爐，因為我哋好多一啲大家imagine 大家屋企洗衣衫就用一個普通嘅洗衣機，喺醫院啊或者其他咧係一啲大型嘅一啲鍋爐嚟幫手做一啲熱嘅洗。咁而啲鍋爐咧需要咧就揾人做一啲清潔嘅，因為佢啲但係以前咧就你見到我哋就一紮同事咧就懟支棒入去咧就清潔裏邊嗰個狀況係點樣樣係啦。所以變咗咧，因為我哋去燒嘢，去要做一啲滾熱嘅工作，咁變咗咧要 make sure 裏邊咧冇濕度啊，要定期做一啲清潔嘅工作，亦都要睇一睇裏邊有冇啲咩問題。 咁所以咧，我哋就都同時咧，亦都係做咗機械人，希望利用機械人幫我哋去做呢個咁嘅動作。因為其實大家 imagine 頭先個位置一嚟未必咁理想啦，係啦。咁亦都大家頭先你見到，亦都係啲體力勞動啦，同埋咧嗰度亦都有啲廢塵嘅嘢會走到出嚟嘅。咁對於成個環境嚟講，亦都盡量就可以避免就盡量避免啦。咁我哋而家大家可以睇一睇個，咁我哋咧就做咗一個機械人。咁如果呢個機械人咧，其實講就會幫我哋咧，就係見到呢啲咁一條條咧，就係負責咧轉入去咧就可以做埋一個檢測工作同埋清潔嘅工作都係。
Pneumatic cleaning brush. It brushes off and removes the deposits simultaneously.
模擬翻個頭先嘅人，大家會做一啲清潔嘅動作。咁亦都可以你見到中間嗰度咧，亦都睇到咧，成個管嗰度咧有冇鏽蝕同埋有冇薄咗嘅地方，即係同頭先咁樣，我啲喉管嗰啲有冇啲問題。
Both organisation and employees benefit from a safe and healthy work environment. The computer vision captures boiler tube layout image
我哋而家部機械人咧，就其實係針對可以好多唔同機械，咁所以你見到頭先嘅 QR code 咧，就係佢會記住咗邊個呢啲咁嘅 boiler， 跟住因為每個都唔同 pattern， 走過去咧就可以即時做個定位，之後就可以好準確咁樣入到佢個位，同埋知道佢個有幾多個窿啊，個位置喺邊度啊，做翻個記錄，係啦。咁而家咧就變咗，我哋就一部機械人咧就可以走訪晒唔同嘅地方咧，就做一個牽繩嘅動作，係啦。咁當然啦，我哋其實除咗呢啲實質，我哋即係幫緊同事落去之後，我哋都發覺咧，成個管理咧亦都係可以做得好啲，利用啲唔同嘅 IoT 嘅 technology 啦。其實咧，我哋機電工程署咧就其實 establish 咗一個叫做 GWIN Government IoT Network 咁嘅。咁我哋呢度係咩咧？其實咧，我哋 Day One 咧。講真，我哋而家其實 GWIN 嘅 coverage 咧，我哋呢個係政府嘅一個專用嘅物聯通網絡啦。咁其實我哋頭先咧，我哋話我哋其實我哋機電署啦，幫緊唔同政府部門咧做啲維修嘅工作啦，或者 E&M 嘅一啲機電嘅一啲設施保養工作。咁其實咧就大概係8000個建築物，覆蓋8000個建築物喺港九唔同嘅地方。咁其實個 spectrum 都好闊咁樣樣。咁我哋咧希望咧就有個一個網絡啦，幫我哋做一啲監控嘅工作。咁當然啦，我哋啱啱開始嘅時候咧，其實係諗住設施嘅監控嘅啫。我哋希望就睇下啲設施個運作正唔正常啦，佢嘅有冇一啲不正尋常嘅嘢。咁我哋可以同時咧就可以早啲知道咧，就及早去嗰度做一啲維修嘅工作或者更換嘅工作。咁跟住啦，我哋就發覺唔止喎，其實我既然都整咗個網絡睇住我啲機電設施啦，咁不如睇埋個 plant room 啊，嗰個工作環境有冇啲咩問題啊？會唔會啲溫度唔正常啊？會唔會濕咗啊？因為有時好多時候打風落雨先至叫同事落去整噶嘛，原來嗰度浸咗嘅，咁我哋要及早之前知道啦。咁變咗咧，我哋發覺唔係喎，所以變咗咧，我哋又加埋其他嘢啦，加埋其實係一個 plant room 嘅管理，等到咧同事知道嗰度個環境係點樣樣。需唔需要有啲特別嘅事項要留意，先至去落去進行佢嘅維修工作，減少一啲咁嘅一啲工作嘅風險。咁當然啦，既然咧我哋都做咗個 network 啦，我哋做咗個網絡啦，咁就亦都機電署用緊啦。咁其實不如俾埋其他政府部門用啦。咁所以咧，我哋亦都咧做一啲測試咧，其實就亦都喺地盤嗰度咧extend 我哋一個 IoT network 俾埋唔同嘅公務工程咧，其實可以利用我哋 GWIN 去收集翻嗰個西嘅一啲嘅情況。咁其實我哋 GWIN 有個幾好嘅好處咧，就係因為佢係一個遠距離，亦都係可以機電署咧隨時可以做一啲架設嘅位置啊。過往嚟講，可能有啲地方咧，可能新發展區又好，一啲係隧道工程又好，可能咧過往嚟講咧，流動服務商咧，就算4G嗰啲其實都未有嘅。咁我哋咧其實就可以咧幫手咧做翻嗰個 個網絡嘅覆蓋，令到咧有 IoT 嘅網絡覆蓋，可以接收到一啲地盤嘅一啲需要嘅 IoT 嘅一啲物聯網嘅信息嚟增強翻個安全。咁過往通常可能有啲 CO sensor 啊，睇下啲confined space 啊、water leakage 啊，一啲唔同嘅一啲traffic 啊或者所有嘢。咁當然啦，其實大致上所有呢啲咁嘅 sensor 咧，只要運用到我哋網絡咧，其實都可以去利用我哋嘅網絡去收集呢啲唔同嘅數據，去方便個管理工作。咁當然啦，我哋其實點樣去揾我哋嘅方案咧？其實咧，我哋機電署咧，亦都喺過往嘅幾年咧，亦都係我哋架設咗我哋一個叫做 E&M 嘅 InnoPortal 啦，一個機電創科網上平台啦。咁我哋個平台咧就主要就係啲收集嘅啲方案啦。其實就好似頭先咁啊，左手邊藍色嗰度咧，我哋就會收集機電署啦，或者其他唔同政府部門啦，又或者一啲業界一啲需求啦。咁我哋咧就會同埋我哋 partner， 因為其實我哋今天嚟講咧，已經同香港嘅15個嘅一啲R&D centre 啊，同埋大學咧就有啲MOC 啦，我哋有啲合作伙伴啦，亦都大灣區有啲合作伙伴。我哋將有啲咁嘅大家嘅諗法、大家嘅需求咧，就擺上去我哋平台咧，我哋咧就會過嚟望一望，有冇啲方案可以俾到我哋，因為有部分嘢未必真係可以即刻喺市場度即係買到嘅，可能都需要一啲唔同嘅嘢，需要一啲研發工作。咁我哋研發完成之後啦，咁我哋亦都係有一啲唔同嘅測試嘅環境啦，希望做一啲實地測試。咁跟住我哋亦都可以一啲推廣嘅工作嘅。咁我哋亦都就住大家可能喺個 smart construction 啦，或者個一啲工地嘅安全度啦，希望就提升啦。咁我哋亦都係喺上年咧，我哋做咗一個 film page 咧，就主要係收集一啲咁嘅工地相關方案。咁如果當然啦，大家有啲新嘅一啲諗法，又或者一啲需求，又或者一啲新嘅方案咧，亦都可以隨時咧就聯絡我哋啦。咁就大家可以分享一下，咁就變咗就希望大家一齊提升翻個職安全。咁另外咧，我哋自己今日都有個 booth 喺度，喺 B18，得閒咧，頭先講嘅一啲方案咧，其實我哋都要展示。咁希望多謝，咁大家有時間亦都可以過嚟指導一下。好，咁多謝大家。
多謝晒賴生。接住咧就有請有利集團有限公司副主席黃天祥博士工程師 BBSJB 為我哋分享。黃天祥博士工程師有超過30幾年嘅建築工程經驗，係一位專業工程師，而家係有利集團有限公司副主席。集團專注於中國同香港嘅樓宇建築工程及相關業務，亦都擔任多項公職。佢將會為我哋主講應用創新科技提升建築工地職安健表現。我哋掌聲歡迎黃博士工程師，有請。
早晨，大家好。聽咗幾位嘅今朝嘅分享咧，我覺得好精彩，同埋咧，我覺得成個業界都係行緊一個好智能化嘅方向。咁我今日都帶咗我公司幾個個案嚟同大家分享一下。咁大家知道其實我哋而家做建築咧行業咧係一個高危嘅行業嚟嘅。咁啊成日整個業界咧都係不斷咁想提高我哋嗰個安全水平。咁我哋公司嚟講咧都有好多唔同嘅科技應用擺喺安全度咯，因為呢度有幾樣嘢其實大家都會有啲係常見啲，有啲冇咁常見嘅。第一，大家智能手機就係智能手機㗎啦。咁所以其實智能手機其實係幫助到好多咧，我哋喺安全管理方面嘅。咁另外一個咧就係而家啲 IoT。咁頭先阿賴工程師都講咗 IoT。IoT 係乜咧？即係簡單啲講 IoT 就係一啲好低傳輸數據量嘅通訊系統。咁即係比一個3G仲要低好多，但佢有個好處咩？佢夠平，因為佢每個月費好平嘅啫。但係我而家呢個 IoT 就係我同事自己去開發嘅，係唔單止可以做到傳輸，亦都可以做到控制開關嘅。咁另外就係啲 AI 技術啦、機械人啦，同埋要加埋我哋地盤嘅施工管理先得嘅，因為淨係咧咁樣做法咧，其實就機械啲設備咧係唔會自己去融合嘅。其實我哋作為一個機構咧，係要將點樣呢啲科技融合喺我哋嘅管理系統裏邊咧，先至做得完善嘅。咁我第一個同大家帶嚟嘅一個分享就係，其實我哋會而家用咗手機啦，加埋一啲QR code 啊、IoT 嘅設計咧，就控制我哋一啲吊船。因為吊船運作啲 controller 咧，喺地盤有好多。咁我點樣肯定個吊船係 檢查好晒先至可以開船啊，或者吊船開咗之後會唔會過重啊？咁我哋而家就有啲 IoT 嘅 sensor 擺喺吊船度，咁個工人佢自己個管工檢查好晒之後咧，咁然之後會俾我哋嘅安全主任喺佢嘅辦公室座位度睇到晒之後咧，佢撳個掣，咁個工人咧就先至可以開個吊船嘅。嗱，同樣一個 concept 咧，大家睇到而家呢個咧圖咧都係咁啦，中間有一個 box 有個盒仔嘅，裏邊有個綠地色嗰個咧就係個 IoT device。其實我哋公司亦都做好多維修保養嘅工作嘅。咁我哋維修保養嘅時候咧，而家有啲物業嗰個狀態咧都係仲要用飛棚，但飛棚大家知道呢個係相當高危嘅一個工種嚟嘅。咁我成日就瞓唔着覺嘅，因為好多飛棚喺我公司度。咁啊，點樣可以令到呢個飛棚都做得比較安全咧？咁我又係啦，我哋而家將個飛棚咧就加咗一個咧黑色見到個閘喺度，咁仲係一個飛棚嘅閘嚟嘅。咁呢個閘咧就鎖住嘅。咁我哋就要咧就嗰個同事咧做晒所有嘅安全檢查，掛埋嗰個救生繩之後咧，佢先至可以將啲信息送到俾我哋個安全主任。睇完 OK 啦，佢先撳掣俾佢開閘。咁就呢度有條片俾大家睇下嘅，係啦。咁啊，我哋開始檢查佢啦，佢有冇合適嘅工作證啦。咁然之後咧，個工友咧就會去到嗰個飛棚出邊，就再做檢查。我 check 晒嗰啲踢腳板啊、啲棚子啊等等，下邊亦都圍欄做好晒啦。最重要咧就係佢啲個人防護裝備咧係着啱晒，然之後掛咗喺度。咁然之後咧我個安全主任咧就喺搖佢度咧撳個掣，咁佢先至咧就可以咧開到呢個閘，然之後就入去做嘢。咁啊，當做完之後，又或者發生唔安全情況之下，就可以 cut 咗個閘，咁啊工人入唔到去啊。咁呢個咧，我哋而家係初步試驗緊，睇下仲有冇嘢需要我哋能夠再可以再進一步嘅。咁我而家我哋呢個我哋已經開始行緊㗎啦。咁另外就係我哋亦都有啲機械人嘅項目啦。咁啊，其實大家知道咧，頭先有啲朋友都介紹過，燒焊係一個比較上好辛苦嘅工序嚟嘅，尤其是我燒啲裝頭咧，個工友係要踎喺度燒好耐。咁我哋又係啦，而家咧就有部機械人咧就可以咧。
今日介紹機械切割。
我等佢自己講啦。
呢部咧就係機械人切割機。一開始梗係用鏈索作固定，確保安全啦。然後就開始利用平板切割公子嘅兩邊。然後之後就再切割翻公子圖嘅，當然少不免每一次都要試行一次啦。
呢一部機械人咧係我哋同 Science Park 嘅一間機械人公司合作嘅，係我哋公司
咁當然
俾機會佢投資佢等佢開發。
就梗要將測量裝圖嘅平水，確保每一刀都係平整啦。呢個就係完成切割之後嘅面。完成切割後，就利用吊運將公子移走。
咁呢個出嚟嗰個效果咧，個質素咧係比一般用人手切割咧係好好多。
係10分鐘，對比傳統嚟講係平滑好多嘅。
亦都係快咗好多。
而家開始介紹下機械人燒焊機。首先用平板測量裝頭板嘅尺寸同埋板中。然後就到窿中，之後就開始試行一次。 如果冇問題，就要開始燒焊㗎啦。
呢啲係我哋所謂叫裝頭板，即係打咗工字裝之後咧，就燒塊板先至可以做嗰個地腳嘅 power cap 嘅。咁以往就係啦，佢燒焊師傅就坐喺度踎喺度燒好耐，又要日曬雨淋。咁而家咧，我哋就可以用機械人咧，就減省咗呢個工序。
呢個就係完成面，總耗時大約100到120分鐘，比傳統人手快3到4倍。
好。咁啊，另外我哋有啲 AI 嘅系統嘅。咁呢一個咧就係我哋喺啲 confined space 度咧就射住嗰個地方工作嘅地方。咁啊，然之後咧，如果個工友咧係瞓咗地下唔喐10幾秒咧，就會響alarm話俾我上邊啲同事聽啦，喂，佢有問題啦。咁呢個都係一個 video， 大家睇下。
We have to take different proactive measures to keep workers safe. Unfortunately, a fatal industrial accident occurred in sewer manholes in December of 2021, causing the death of 3 workers and injuries to a number of. Therefore, it is crucial to protect workers and prevent similar accidents from happening. With over a decade of experience in the MEP industry, REC proactively develops applications with AI video analytics technology, AI video analytics solution for confined space monitoring. The innovation measures include a distress alarm will be triggered when the worker's pose is frozen or found in a horizontal lying position for more than 15 seconds. The trigger alarm will automatically pop up to alert the site personnel for prompt action. The real-time images inside and outside the confined space can be monitored by on-site and off-site personnel, which enables standby personnel to react immediately if an undesirable situation happens. As a result, the chance of fatal accidents can be significantly reduced.
咁你哋就用個 AI 技術咧，認到個人咧，知道佢個動作係點樣樣。咁然之後佢真係太耐唔喐咧，咁我就會響alarm㗎啦。咁當然因為佢會孭埋一啲測沼氣㗎、測唔同 toxic gas 嘅儀器啦，咁亦都可以駁翻上去嗰個我哋啲儀器度，咁可以睇住晒佢哋成個情況。咁啊希望咧喺 confined space 做個工友嘅安全咧得到更大嘅保障。咁呢個咧亦都係比較上一個特別啲嘅，我哋最近亦都係嘗試緊喺工地裏邊咧，就係我哋而家好多地盤有啲所謂嘅 dangerous zone， 即係有時吊運區咧係比較上危險，亦都有好多時候會有啲高空嘅吊運工作進行嘅。咁以前有啲地盤就劃一個鬆，喺呢度吊運鬆啦，你哋唔好行入去啦，咁就係嘅啫。咁而家我哋嘗試咧就全部將佢圍封晒佢，然之後就加道門，咁就要一定要啲工友拍卡先可以入得到去。咁啊，呢個工友咧拍卡，當然佢係一個訓練過入到去呢個地丁一鬆嘅工友啦。咁但係如果真係有人偷雞入咗去咁點咧？咁我另外就安埋一個 AI camera， 就望住嗰個丁一鬆。咁如果入去嘅人數咧係多過嘅話咧，咁佢就會又會響alarm㗎啦。咁呢度得部片對大家睇下嗱。咁你見到呢個工友咧就啱啦，就拍卡啦。嗱呢個咧就偷雞啦，就冇拍卡入咗去。咁去到個 camera 望嘅時候咧，就發覺佢會轉咗橙色，就即係換個說話講咧，呢個有啲唔尋常嘅嘢情況。咁然之後就會響咗俾我哋嗰個安全主任喺地盤睇到，咁即刻就去處理佢。咁而家呢個我哋初步試咗個效果幾好。咁我哋希望咧能夠再擴大啲，所有地盤都會按照將來咁做法嘅。而家香港勞工處咧對呢個啲手提工具都希望我哋盡量咧要用啲係有電池手提工具嘅，即係濕電嘅盡量少用，因為嗰個減少觸電嘅風險。不過呢啲手提工具有個潛在風險嘅就，有一電池咧就會火燭嘅會過熱火燭。咁我哋上年有個地盤咧，真係好不幸地一個小火，不過好彩咧就唔係影響好大，喺個死字頭救熄咗。咁我哋而家開始就覺得咁樣唔得啦，咁樣唔妥啦咁樣。咁我哋就點做咧？我哋而家將所有我哋啲判頭要叉電嘅嘢咧，就擺喺個籠度，個鐵籠度，係全部俾佢哋叉電，中央管理就擺喺一個我哋看更亭隔離。然之後咧，加埋一個 IoT device 同埋一個 temperature sensor， 咁啊佢度住佢嗱。咁換句説話講，如果叉下電有一個 10 sensor 火燭咗到個60度咧，即刻就 cut 咗個電源，一 cut 電源咧就你冇咗個火警風險啦。咁呢個我哋而家就都係全部係咁推行緊。咁我哋 我哋而家上個禮拜咧，仲有個地盤又係有同樣事情發生。因為如果大家做建築呢行咧，真係翻去睇睇你哋嗰啲手提工具，因為而家呢啲手提工具越做越平啊，有可能有啲嗰啲電池係越嚟越質素差。咁啊，上個禮拜我又有一單小火警，咁但係嗰次咧點解控制唔到咧？因為咧佢個插咗喺個正式電嗰度，唔係臨時電啦。因為個地盤已經打電就係驗消防。咁所以我哋而家整緊一套細啲嘅。就有埋想有埋個炮仗掣喺度，一有高一個火燭咗之後咧，即刻可以自動滅咗佢嘅。咁所以其實我哋而家咧就越嚟越多呢啲利用呢啲科技咧，將我哋嘅風險降低。咁另外一樣嘢就係我哋有好多時咧外牆工作啊，要試水啊、洗外牆啊、外牆油漆咁。咁我哋都發展咗一套機械人咧，就係可以去做外牆嘅洗水同埋噴油漆工作。咁呢個咧就係我哋嘅第二代嚟嘅。咁啊，第三代就都做緊，差唔多完成㗎啦嚇。咁其實呢個唔係咁易做嘅，因為點解咧？呢個咧喺地盤嚟講或者高層樓宇嚟講，個風好大嘅，所以點樣鎖死個機械人咧？其實係幾好考功夫嘅嚇。咁我哋都花咗好多時間咧，點樣令到個機械人咧係可以鎖死咗一個適當嘅位置度。咁呢啲就係啦，呢啲就係可以減少個高空工作，因為大家知道啦，其實高空工作係一個好高危嘅情況啦。咁用咁嘅做法嘅話咧，就可以免卻咗嗰種高危，工人基本上就唔使喺出邊做嘢，係啦。呢個就係試緊嘅方法。好，咁我另外我有一隻咧好得意嘅，呢個就唔係我哋自己開發嘅，呢個咧就引進一間意大利公司嘅，就係渠務處水務處咧，其實佢哋有啲濾水嘅設施咧，久而久之積聚咗好多污泥啊、污糟物嘅。咁以前咧就有個人咧，行入去落去嗰個缸度去清嘅，其實係好厭惡性嘅一個工作嚟嘅。咁我哋引進咗呢隻咧，我哋叫大水牛。咁啊就基本上咧，佢前面嗰兩個轆咧就打散嗰啲污泥，跟然之後後邊有個泵就泵上去啊。咁我哋做得都幾成功啊，都幾成功。咁啊，但係都唔易做，點解咧？其中一個困難點咧，就係咧，亦係點樣控制佢？因為喺下邊啲污泥咧係好難睇嘅，所以一般嘅camera 咧係根本控制唔到佢。咁我哋係要用啲雷射嘅技術啊，另外啲有出生啊幾樣嘢加埋咧，咁啊先可以勉強咧可以知道佢去到邊度，控制到佢。咁我哋其實已經完成咗幾個 project 幾個項目，都好成功啊。好，咁我諗大家都 get 到個 concept 㗎啦，咁我唔詳細再講啦。咁其實咧，我哋公司仲有好多類似嘅嘢嘅，因為我哋覺得咧係利用點樣利用而家嘅先進啲嘅技術，包括頭先講咗人工智能啊、機械人啊、IoT 啊、smartphone 啊等等咧，然之後去令到我哋嗰個工人嗰個工作安全同埋佢個福祉咧提升佢，因為如果唔係咧，成個建築行業你越嚟越少人入行咧，咁我哋係冇一個前途冇一個將來嘅。即係我哋希望利用呢啲咁嘅技術科技咧，能夠令到我哋個工地咧係更加一個適合工人工作嘅工具。咁我哋但係呢個過程裏邊咧，我哋係有時面對好多困難嘅，真係要不斷咁嘗試，不斷將去改善佢。但係即係如果只有個心大家咁做嘅話咧，其實有個好處就係，我哋啲同事見到原來作為管理層嘅話咧，都係好注重呢樣嘢，願意嘗試呢樣嘢，咁變咗成個公司個文化氣氛咧，都會向住呢樣嘢去發展。因為我覺得做安全咧就唔係即係講嘅，做安全即係你實實際際落去解決每一個風險，然之後你慢慢累積到好多風險解決咗之後咧，你成個工地就變咗更加安全。咁我想今日表達嘅就係咁多，多謝咁多位 ，thank you，唔該晒。
多謝晒黃博士工程師。跟住落嚟呢，就會進入由 ISSA 國際社會保障協會主持嘅部分。Following will be the international section for prevention in trade, goods logistics and port handling hosted by International Social Security Association (ISSA). ISSA is the world's leading international organization for social security institutions, government departments, and agencies. Today, it has over 320 member institutions from over 160 countries. Now may I invite Engineer Ho Xiong-hin, the President of the International Section of the ISSA on Prevention in Trade, Goods Logistics and Port Handling. Engineer Ho was also the Commissioner for Workplace Safety and Health from 2005 to 2019. As Commissioner, he spearheaded the transformation of the work injury and ill health prevention culture in Singapore. Please welcome Engineer Ho to the stage. Welcome.
Thank you, 多謝。大家好。I will use English to speak. I am indeed very honored to be here to represent the ISSA Trade to host this session, this 1 hour session. So distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the board members of the ISSA section on trade, I extend a warm welcome to all of you to today's 1 hour session held in conjunction with this Hong Kong's first OSH Innovation and Technology Expo. It is indeed a very good conference and good expo, and I've learned so much from it. I would like to express my gratitude to the Occupational Safety and Health Council of Hong Kong for inviting ISSA Trade to take part in and host a 1 hour session on prevention in trade, good logistics, and port handling. We all know that globalization and international trade have enhanced efficiency and competitiveness, facilitating foreign direct investment and improving living standards worldwide. However, we also know international trade also has a social ramifications on the societies of the production and transit location. Given the complex global interdependencies of international trade and supply chain, ISSA Trade advocates the safety and health are the key business imperatives across all global supply chains, aligning with the focus areas of this year's symposium. Now, ISSA Trade believes that minimum standards in occupational safety and health are essential prerequisites for free trade, fair competition, and sustainable commerce. It sees itself as an international platform for institutions and international trade companies fully committed to the Vision Zero strategy. Now, Vision Zero aims to instill a mindset that all injuries and ill health at work are preventable and that zero harm is possible. It integrates safety, health, and well-being at all levels of work, aiming to build a strong prevention culture and reduce risk-taking behavior in workplaces. ISSA Trade aims to contribute by ensuring safe and healthy working conditions for all employees in the retail and wholesale worldwide, with the goal of no fatal or serious accidents in the future. We encourage more companies to become members of this section. For further information and contact details available on the ISSA Trade website. As the world continues to face disruption to the global supply chain caused by conflict in Ukraine and now in the Middle East, it is timely for us to collectively chart a future where everyone along the supply chain will have a safe and healthy working conditions with no fatal or serious injury. The session today will address critical questions such as how resilient supply chain can be designed, the roles of legal framework, national cultures, and occupational safety and health, and the influence of corporate philosophy. Our distinguished speakers from the ISSA Trade Board will shed light on this question, providing examples that illustrate the complexity of the topic and the importance of occupational safety and health in different industries. You will hear how Vision Zero as an innovative initiative can be implemented along the global supply chain, how Vision Zero can prevent fatal and serious injury, and how Vision Zero is implemented in the port handling. So on that note, I wish you a fruitful session today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Engineer Ho. The speaker who will be sharing with us next is Mr. Helmut Ehnes. Mr. Helmut Ehnes, the Technical Secretary of the International Section of the ISSA on Prevention in Trade, Goods, Logistics and Port Handling. Under his leadership, the Vision Zero strategy, including its 7 golden rules for a prevention culture at workplaces, has been formulated and implemented for mining and chemical industry in Germany and globally. He will share with us on the Vision Zero along global supply chains' new innovative initiatives. Let us welcome Mr. Helmut Ehnes, please.
Thank you very much for this introduction and for the invitation. It's an honor to be here to speak to you and to explore all this fantastic technology we see here. As you heard, my background is I'm a labor inspector. I started this work long ago. I don't tell you how long ago. In Germany, I have seen the situation in quarries, in construction work, in concrete factories, and watching all this fantastic technology, I think we really can be hopeful for a better future. So we are quite advanced. I will talk about Vision Zero and a little bit about the global supply chains. So this is the ISSA strategy, the ISSA way we promote, we developed. And I think we have to combine, we have to collaborate and to integrate what you have achieved here and what we are doing so to send some positive signals to the world. Let's have a look to our planet. Unfortunately, we have only one of these wonderful blue planets. And if we analyze where we are in these days, in this time, I think we must admit we consume the planet still since the Industrial Revolution. We create climate change. I think we cannot deny it. We have it. And these are consequences. We have this climate change consequences. We have storms, more and more extreme weather conditions. We heard it. We have still war and violence all over the world, in many parts, not only in Ukraine. We create hunger. We have migration to different parts of the world. We have things like global pandemics, and we must see in our time, if we have a health problem anywhere in the world, it's a global problem. It's not a limited problem as we had it before in former times. And we must have a look to working conditions. Because the world is connected, we have the global trade, we have the global supply chains, and in the ISSA we started a discussion analyzing the traditional approaches in safety and health, having the best experts and trying to improve the situation by legislation, by paragraphs, sometimes by bureaucracy. So we started this discussion, safety and health at global workplaces. What can we do? If we have a look to the global balance, we must see that we estimate, we don't know it exactly, but we think that we have about 400 million work accidents, 400 million every year in the world. 2,350,000 people die because they fall ill by exposures from workplaces, so fatal diseases every year. And the accidents, we have about 550,000 fatal accidents every year. So this is the social dimension of this situation in the workplace. And we have also an economic dimension. Still, we must discuss with employers, with managers, that safety is a cost factor. Yeah? We cannot afford to spend money for safety. We hear that very often, but we know that if we invest money in safety, we get a return. I think we have seen it in the technological solutions. We are quicker, we need less manpower, and we have a better production process. So the ISSA study shows that overall in the global world, there is a return. $1 invested, you have a return of 2.2. I think that's a very good figure we must transport. And still, the ILO tells us that we lose 5.4% of the global GDP. 5.4 is not much, yeah, but if we transfer it to money, it is $5,212 billion. So what could we do for people if we use only 1% in a better way? And we talk about sustainability more and more. So the United Nations have their sustainability development goals, and I think what we do is very much connected to sustainable businesses. So what to do? This was the discussion some years ago in ISSA. And our answer is the Vision Zero strategy. And we heard it, Vision Zero. In the beginning, we said it's a new campaign, but a campaign starts and ends. So I think this is something we must keep, we must stay with. And so it is a strategy, it is a new mindset, and we think we must go beyond compliance. To comply with the law is only the minimum. But we need a new culture, a new mindset, a prevention culture at the workplaces. What is the definition of Vision Zero? We have a long one. Today I show you the short one. Everybody has the human right to return safe and healthy from work back home every day to the family. So this is the message of Vision Zero. People. We talk about humans, about people. We have 3 pillars in the Vision Zero approach. The first one is safety. I call it the classic approach. My observation is many companies, many countries are still very much concentrated on the prevention of accidents. I think this is important, but remember the figures. The bigger problem may be the health problem. So we must add to the safety pillar the second pillar, which is the health pillar. And this is, I mentioned the figures. I call it the undervalued factor. And we have too many exposures where people fall slowly, time by time, ill, and this is the reason that we are not aware of this situation, because it's not the sudden accident we can detect. And the third pillar is the new one, and this is the well-being of the workers. And for me, this has a lot to do with the culture of communication, the leadership culture you have in your workplace, and to have a non-blaming culture, but to see chances in the situation. So when we launched this Vision Zero strategy, we heard it yesterday in Singapore in 2017, there was a big a positive mood in the big hall, and people were very enthusiastic. And the next question was, yeah, but how? What can we make in a different way? And we were looking for an approach where we say we need more emotion. It is not a bureaucratic task to care for safety, to care for health. It must come from our heart. The second is we should use our common sense. My observation is in the past we are perfect to make safety and health complicated, in a complicated way. Many paragraphs, many regulations, but the most safe or unsafe or healthy situation you see if you just open your eyes. Everybody can see it, and then you must act, you must speak. And we try to keep it simple. So the result of this challenge is the 7 golden rules. And I will very briefly introduce them. It starts with the leadership, with the CEO on the very top, but on every level of leaders. We need the commitment and the clear signal. The golden rule number 2 is to identify in a systematic way the risks and hazards, looking back what happened, analyzing accidents, diseases, looking forward, proactive risk assessment. If we know weak points, we can set targets for every company, for the country. And the golden rule number 4, this is a traditional one. Yeah, we have to organize safety and health, so we need a good organization. And this can be a safety and health management system in the bigger companies. Number 5 is, let's come to technology. Of course, technology has an important role to play. It cannot solve the problem alone, but it has a role. We want to have the best available and the safest and the healthiest technology. And sometimes people are thinking, what has this to do with these new technologies, with the robotics? So I think this golden rule is the connection between the 7 golden rules, between Vision Zero and what we see here in all these fantastic exhibitions. We want to use robotics, artificial intelligence, smart technology in the best way to come out to Vision Zero. And then we come back to people. We need to improve the competence. We need training and further training, more and more. We must invest in that one. And 7 is people again. So we have to inspire people. We have to empower them. We say, involve the workers, invest in people. These are the 7 golden rules. And I would like to address very briefly what is the difference from the traditional approach to the Vision Zero approach. So we focus on leadership and business excellence in a better way. For us, safety, health, well-being is a value of a company. Safety and health is inspiring and alive, and everybody has a role, not only the safety manager. Everybody is involved. And the workers are not the problem. We have to empower them. They have to contribute with their ideas, and they are part of the solution and not of the problem. And every incident, every near miss, every accident is an opportunity to learn. So this is characteristics what is different. We can summarize this Vision Zero is human-made. The people are in the center. And we know, and we have meanwhile many examples, if we implement these 7 golden rules, and I really can say you must work on all of them. One only technology solution is not sufficient. You must involve the people, the workers, and the management. So you must work all of them. Then you can find this road which leads us to the prevention culture, and our destination is Vision Zero. and we must come closer and closer to this goal. Yeah, meanwhile, we have a toolbox. We developed many simple tools for implementation of Vision Zero. I have not the time to address all of them, but very quickly I would like to mention the tools. We have a website, visionsero.global. Everything is available there. We have a central guide where we have a kind of best practices for every golden rule. Please have a look. There is one for the small and medium enterprises. We can offer from the ISSA network, from the trade section, help. We can offer and organize advice. We have leading indicators, 2 leading indicators for every golden rule. We organize training. We have as well a guideline for addressing the environmental challenge, because we found out the 7 golden rules can be used as well for the topic of environment. So we need not to develop a new strategy for every other topic. Let's concentrate on the same messages and speak with the same voice. We have a new guideline developed for how to work on the well-being of the workers, because many companies ask, how can we do that in that direction? And the new launched guide is the supply chain guide. I will speak a little bit later on that. And we have one for the labor inspectors, because we think everybody who is a target group, who plays a role in this scene, must bring the same message to the workplace. Everything available in many languages at the visionsero.global website. And if we distribute this presentation, here are some links. Yeah, it is a success story. It started in Singapore, and this is the photo from the Great Hall in Singapore, 3,000 or 4,000 people in one room, and you see the mood in the room here. And yeah, meanwhile, more than 20,000 companies are actively committed to Vision Zero, and I can tell you these are really good companies, the best of the world. Where do we want to go? Some inspirations for tomorrow. Number one is, now we have to concentrate on the implementation of this strategy in the industry at company level. And I think every company has a different starting position, so it must be individual way, but we can propose a concept, a strategy. We have 12 steps, what is good, what is just a proposal from our side if a company asks how can we start with this Vision Zero. I will not go in the details, but just to tell you, this is available, 12 steps, implementation in companies. Second, we must must make it a concern of the CEOs, of the boardrooms of the world, and of the leaders, because the benefits and the opportunities are on the street. They are very open, and we can see them. It starts with a good compliance with the legislation. But less accidents, less diseases means less harm, less cost. Motivated and creative workers and better quality is another good argument. And at the end, you need years to build a positive image of your industry, of your company, but you can destroy the image in 1 second if you have a fatal accident. So it helps you to build a good image and to become attractive for the best people, for the young people. And you can connect really to a global trend And why not care for happy workers if that means better business? The third inspiration and the third we want to go, I think we need partners on the country level. ISSA is not in the position to do it, to organize the global solution. We offer the concept, we offer the strategy, but then somebody must take ownership on the country side and on the company side, as I mentioned already. So I strongly believe that we can better cooperate with your country and with other countries in the world. Number 4 is, in the past, everybody is working in his own sector. So we are very much focused to our own silo, as I would like to call it. The safety and health people don't look enough right and left. Then we have public health. It's an observation from Europe, not very good connected to safety, to health at the workplace. We have a private life. Sometimes we should behave safe at the workplace, but we like the risk in the private life. So how can this work together? School and education is an important factor. I think everybody must learn it from the beginning. If we start to teach at the workplace, it's too late. And even the finance sector, so every sector must play a role, and the message is to connect all these sectors. Thinking and acting in silos is not sufficient. And collaboration. This is the future, and we want to have a better collaboration with all the international organizations. So, for example, with the United Nations Global Compact, because the aim must be to speak with one voice, with the same voice. And we have to do that beyond borders, and between the social partners, between all actors, stakeholders, with the CEOs, managers, and experts beyond the sectors. And we have to do it along the global supply chain. And this is the last part of the presentation. How can we collaborate along this complicated system of global supply chain? So what is a supply chain? For me, it's something like pearls on a string. Supply chain starts at the very beginning with the raw material of a product, so in the mine or on the field. And in principle, we must systemize this supply chain, and we must determine the maturity level for every single pearl in this supply chain. And we must have a look at safety, health, and well-being. We must use the 7 golden rules and the leading indicators, and we need also to have a look at the social standards, at the environmental standards, and others. When we develop this new approach, how to handle supply chain, we defined safety, health, and well-being plus, SHW plus, because only looking for safety, health, and well-being is not enough. We must involve the human rights and the fundamental principles you see on this slide. So this means the plus. And then we have developed a 5-step process. I think we need a company who says, yes, I take the initiative. I'm aware that I must look at my supply chains, and then I must first look at what the situation in my own company, and then reach out my partners, identify the partners, and then take initial action. And the aim should be to really come to a long-lasting collaboration between all the partners. So more beyond just making business, just buying something. Yeah, I think we must work together. So this is the message, and therefore we have this 5-step process. In this guideline, you find 2 major checklists. One is the checklist 7 golden rules for the supply chain, for the proactive initiating company, and the second one is to communicate with your partners. And in this, more or less, this is the level we want to achieve, the minimum level. So we ask for general information of the company, we ask for the Vision Zero status, we ask about achievements in health, in safety, in well-being, and we ask in this checklist for the achievements in the human and social rights and in the 7 golden rules. So this is the standard element, I would say, in this guideline you see here on the left side. So this has been launched at the World Congress in Sydney. And if you are interested to learn more about this new approach of ISSA trade and other sections, because everyone is involved in supply chains, I would like to invite you to come to Berlin, because 22 and 23 of October we have the first international conference Beyond Due Diligence in Supply Chain. I think it's worthwhile to travel to Berlin. You are invited. And the second invitation I brought is an invitation to another city in Germany. It's to Dresden, because there we have in September the Working on Safety Net conference, and we have 6 topics there, and you have also the website for this event in Dresden. So let me conclude. We have to cooperate, we have to collaborate, because we have only one world, we have only one mankind, and there is one Vision Zero, and we can use that for all. And this is our offer for today for collaboration. Thank you very much, and let's work together in this world of crisis. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Helmut Ehnes. Thank you. Please be seated. We are very honored to have the next speaker, Dr. Klaus Schäfer, to share with us on the topic related to how to prevent fatal and serious accidents. Dr. Klaus Schäfer is the Technical Secretary of the International Section of the ISSA on Prevention in Trade, Goods Logistics and Port Handling. Since 2016, he has been head of prevention at the BGHW and also involved in the organization's international commitment. Let us welcome Dr. Klaus Schäfer, please.
Thank you very much for the nice introduction, and thank you very much for the invitation to have the possibility to stay here. Thank you very much. I want to speak today about, as Helmut says, the classical way of prevention, the prevention of accidents, of fatal and serious accidents. And before I start with the results, I just want to say a few words about our institution, about my workplace, which is the BGHW. In German we say it's the Berufsgenossenschaft Handel und Warenlogistik, and in English this is the Statutory Accidents Insurance for Trade and Goods Logistics. So our legal mandate and our leading principles are shown here. Our legal mandate is in the German Social Code in the paragraphs 14 and followed. And we have 3 pillars. The first pillar is the prevention. We have to prevention of occupational accidents. We have to prevent occupational diseases and work-related health hazards. And we are also responsible for effective first aid. And we can do this by all appropriate means, which is a very large field. What we can do, we have the possibility to make research. We have the possibility to go to the companies. We have also work inspectors, we can go into the workplaces and say what they have to do, the companies, and what not. And on the second pillar, we have the rehabilitation. We have to restore the health if an accident happened, and we have to restore the ability to work. And also this by all appropriate means. Because of that, we have a few hospitals with the specialty to restore the health because of work accidents. And if we cannot restore the health, then the third pillar is we have to pay monetary compensation to the workers and to the employees for occupational accidents and for commuting accidents and also for occupational diseases. This is where I've come from, and all the results I will show in the next few minutes are from this institution, from the BGHW. Helmut talked about the ISSA section prevention on trade, so I can skip this. Only a few words about it's the newest, the latest built section, the ISSA section trade, and this is the more interesting because trade is internationally oriented, and this for more than a few thousand years, trade is always internationally. So, what exactly is the problem for trade and logistics? A few numbers from Germany. In 2022, there occurred about 40 fatalities at work in trade and goods logistics in Germany. We have about 400,000 companies in this field with about 4.5 million employees. So the rate for fatality is very low, which is at the first way a good situation. But on the way to Vision Zero, 40 is 40 too much. So we have to go low down. The problem is, as a result of this low frequency of fatalities, that in most companies there's a lack of experience. And there's also a lack of knowledge and sometimes awareness of fatal hazards. If you see 40 fatalities in 400,000 companies, means 1 to 10,000. Or in other words, every 10,000 years there's a fatal accident in a company. And that is, in mean life, nothing. So that's the problem. There's no experience in most companies for fatal accidents. And why is this a problem? Helmut talked about the 7 golden rules. And the second golden rule is identify hazards and control risks. This seems to be very easy. Look at the hazards, identify them. But if you have, as I showed you just before, if you have no experience, so you do not find these fatal hazards, and you will not include these hazards in defining targets and so on. So you make prevention in your company, but you do not prevent the fatal and the serious accidents. And that can be a problem in future because there's no experience. So what did we do to close this lack? We, as the BGHW, investigated all fatal occupational accidents in the years from 2012 to 2019, and we investigated all serious occupational accidents for 1 year from to the middle of 2017 to the middle of 2018. The database is about 315 fatal accidents and 1,053 serious accidents. And investigation means we analyzed the accidents in the companies at site with our labor inspectors. They asked for what happened exactly at the time when the accident happened. They looked for the equipment which was used and so on. So they used a standardized questionnaire. And all this data came together, and we analyzed this data and we looked for similarities. And what you see here are the results for the fatal accidents. And the first thing is surprising. There are only 6 different kinds of accidents which are responsible for the fatal accidents, for the 350 fatal accidents. And these 6 constellations makes 97% of all fatal accidents in trade and goods logistics in Germany. And the largest part are accidents in the traffic, normal traffic accidents. This is without commuting accidents, it's only the accidents at work. So 42% of all fatal accidents are traffic accidents. Then the next step are falls from the height, especially from roofs. In wholesale traders, they have often roofs that the people have to go there. If you ask them, they say, no, nobody has to go on the roof. But in real life, they have to go to the roof. And then there often are light bands, and the light bands are not stable enough for the weight of the employees, so the employees fell through. Yes, there's one more fatal accident. And then after construction, assembly and maintenance, there are two other parts which are also traffic accidents but are internal traffic accidents in the companies. These are vehicles and construction machines and also industrial trucks. So if you summarize this, you have 42% normal traffic accidents and about 20% internal traffic accidents. So about 60% of all fatal accidents are combined with traffic. So traffic is the most important thing we have to look for, and if you want to prevent fatal accidents. So how are the results for the serious accidents? As you can see here in this picture, they're nearly the same players. There are falls from the height, industrial trucks, traffic accidents, and so on. But there's a new player, which is slipping, tripping, and falling. And nearly the half of the serious accidents, and serious accidents in Germany means the accident is so serious that the employee gets a pension from us. So this is not a normal accident with 3, 5, or 10 days you cannot work. It's so serious that you get a pension. And the half of these pensions are because of slipping, tripping, and falling. So this is very interesting that that walking is such a problem for the employees. And if you look at both, you see these are the fatal on the left-hand side, and serious accidents on the right-hand side. The accidents are shown here are not that accidents you believe, oh, this is machinery, this is high-tech, this is, you see the problem. No, it's the normal life for the employees. It's driving, it's walking, it's using a ladder. So the problem is how we get this information into the minds of the employers and the employees, that these are the high-risk workplaces for trade and goods logistics. And for this, in Germany, as the BGHW, we go risk-based into the companies. We talk about what we have done and where are the high-risk workplaces they have. We inform the employers and the employees when we go inside in the companies. We customize all our information we present, and we share this information on all channels we have. And one new channel, for example, is we are now on TikTok as BGHW, which is very new for us. But if you want to reach the younger generation, we have to the places where they communicate. It's the only thing to bring that information to the younger generation, and the channel is from trainees, for trainees, so we do not make the movies. The movies were made from the trainees, and this channel is now available since 5 or 6 months, and it looks very good, and we want to go farther with this channel. All I said about the accidents and what we can do to prevent such kind of accidents are summarized in a new report from the ISSA. The first part is more scientific. It's a deep, in-depth analysis of fatal and serious accidents. And the second part is a more practical guide for using and for prevent fatal and serious accidents in future. The first part has a lot of figures, analysis, and information about what we did, about our results, and the second part has a short summary and then an introduction into the risk assessment with different questions for technique, for organization, and for people. And there are also some examples which about accidents that happened, and there are pictures they can use for the training of the employees. So you can get this information from the website of the ISSA, and if you want, you can scan the barcode on the right-hand side. Then you come directly to the information, and of course, these two papers are free of charge for you, and they are in English and also in German available. Thank you very much for your attention, and visit our website.
Thank you so much, Dr. Klaus Schäfer. Please be seated. Thank you. We are delighted to introduce the next speaker, Dr. Udo Schöpf, to share his insights with us on Vision Zero import handling. Dr. Udo Schöpf has been on the management board of BGHW, the statutory accident insurance of the trade and goods logistics sectors, since 2008, and has been chairman of the management board since 2011. Let us welcome Dr. Udo Schöpf, please.
Thank you. Yes, at first I have to talk in English. I cannot speak Cantonese. Sorry for that. I'm very happy being here. Thank you to Bonnie and her staff for this very warm reception in your country. Thank you for it. Yes, I want to show you some practical examples, and my agenda is I will go to the accident statistics of Klaus, and I will show you the BGHW Prevention Award. We have 5 examples with little films, with little movies where you can see how it works, and we will show you an additional prevention offer. Klaus Schäfer, he showed you traffic accidents. It's very important. It's very dangerous. Falls from 1 meter and above. And loading and unloading. Very simple things, but very dangerous. And therefore, we have an idea. We have BGHW Prevention Award, the Golden Hand. We perform it every year, and it's an award for innovative ideas to improve occupational safety. The goal is to motivate to improve safety and health protection in the workplace. Ideas are submitted by BGHW member companies, and it's a regular awarding of the prize. And now you can see it's a photo of the last year event, the last year Prevention Award. And here is the first idea. Here is the first example. Increased risk of accidents due to lack of visibility when reversing with a wide variety of trailers. Attachment of a mobile camera with a magnetic holder to the back of the trailer. Image transmission to the driver's cab. And the driver has a complete view of the rear camera. I hope it works now.
Part of the port goods turnover for the Lübeck Port Company, LHG, is the loading of customer lorry trailers onto ships, around 20 to 25 times a day. The driver's seat can swivel around completely so that he can sit in the direction of travel when driving backwards, but the trailer blocks the direct view to the front. We used to literally be driving into a blind spot and were completely reliant on the signaller directing us. Of course, the signaller could be distracted for a moment or watching something else. The prototype for a mobile Wi-Fi camera with a magnetic fixture was then developed for the safe backwards maneuvering of customer trailers. The driver can see the area concerned and also if someone was to cross behind the lorry, for example. What we've now built is an industrial camera. Drivers can see up to 30 meters at night time through this device.
That was the first example. And now to the second example. It received the Prevention Award 2021 for the city port of Lünen in North Rhine-Westphalia. In the past, the unloading of wire coils from freight wagons or river barges was carried out by slingers who had to enter the loading area to secure the load. Due to the limited space on barges and freight wagons, attaching the wire coils was associated with an increased risk of accident, especially on arms and other parts of the body due to protruding wire ends. The slinger had to pull the sling through the wire coil and attach it to the hook of the crane. The company developed a hydraulic coil claw based on a claw from the paper transport sector. For this purpose, the claw was adapted to be used for wire coils and converted in accordance with the safety requirements for crane transport. With the development of the hydraulic coil claw, the work of slingers is no longer necessary, as the wire coils can be picked up directly by the coil claw without additional slinging.
The city port of Lünen is also a transshipment point for around 50,000 tons of wire rod every year. The pressure-sensitive wire coils have been maneuvered with a hydraulic claw for some time now. The reason for the development of this lifting gear was the previous hazardous approach to the unloading of wire coils from a railway wagon. As Chief Engineer of the City Port of Lünen, I'm proud of our new innovation and that we have succeeded in creating a coil claw for cranes from a paper bale claw for industrial trucks. For example, we fitted the suspension with chains for flexible use in crane systems. The lights enable the driver of the crane to safely monitor what's going on from his cockpit and at all times, regardless of the weather, by wind, rain or sun. And the centerpiece is the hydraulic control, which allows the operating pressure to be reduced from 350 to 120 bar, so that there is no damage to the load and it remains tightly gripped at all times.
And now our third example. It's to avoid falls from 1 meter and above, fall protection when securing loads. Prevention Award, it's more than 10 years ago. It's an old idea, sorry for it. It's an worker securing loads on freight wagons and trailers, mobility thanks to a rail system with moving safety ropes. Loads such as wooden boxes of different heights, length and width can be handled without any problems. Problems are identical on other ports. That's important.
KSK Ostufer, a service company in Kiel, is also responsible for securing wooden pallets, as can be seen here on the heavy goods trailer. Work is carried out at about 3 meters above the ground on uneven, slippery or even icy surfaces. The risk of falling is therefore relatively high. Recently, a mobile fall prevention device was developed at the company to prevent such accidents from happening. The safety rope is fixed to the worker's harness with a carabiner hook. Should the worker fall, the system ensures he's caught quickly and safely. The rail system enables 2 workers to work safely at the same time. On top of that, the rope moves with the worker, thus maintaining his freedom to move as required.
Yes, you can see it's not robotic, but it's smart and easy. Yes, K-side edge with railing. Prevention Award also 10 years ago. Inspection and maintenance of the chassis of container gantry cranes, distance to K-side edge less than 1 meter, drop heat up to 5 meters above water and strong current in the dock. Technical solution, and the problems are identical in other ports.
The Hamburg Container Terminal, Altenwerder, is maintained by the SCA Service Center, Altenwerder. Maintenance professionals regularly inspect cranes right on the edge of the docks. If someone were to fall, it could be life-threatening. For this reason, it was necessary to secure workers with a belt, making work significantly more complicated. A mobile protective railing constructed specially for work on the docks has ensured that work can be carried out both safely and easily for a while now. The different elements of the protective railing can be transported to the relevant place using a forklift truck. The base of each element can then be slotted onto the pipes running along the docks and secured appropriately. The elements are adjustable. They can be extended from 2 to 3 meters. This way, an extended element can, for example, bridge a section with bollards. Work on the crane can then proceed without restrictive personal protective equipment.
Yes, and I'm going through the presentation very quickly because I only have 4 minutes to be here. And now, for me, it's a very interesting thing, fall protection for tank wagons. It was a Prevention Award 2022, and for me, it's very interesting. Trains with 50 wagons, a 100 ascents and 100 descents times the risk of falling. It means 100 times for every train they had to go on and to go down, and that's often. Okay, opening of tank wagon lids before emptying the wagons. That is the problem, that's the task. It's also technical solutions, and the problems are identical in other ports. And that's, for me, very interesting.
One of the tasks of the Hamburg fuel depot company EVOS is to empty the heavy fuel oil from tank wagons. To avoid the implosion of the tank wagons due to lack of pressure, the dome lids have to be opened. When we look back at the situation in the past, our workers had to walk up every tank wagon, carry out their work up there, and then go back down the ladder on the side of the wagon. It was exhausting, 24 tank wagons per train. Many meetings with operational staff, technical workers and external service providers have led to us developing different concepts. The mobile shunting unit then turned out to be the best solution. To offer a solution to enable our workers to reach the top of the wagon safely, ergonomically and comfortably, and then to be able to pass over the wagon and open the dome lid individually.
I think a very interesting solution. Yes, and now to 2 other points, interesting points, slipping, tipping and falling, and industrial trucks. 2 examples of the BGHW to avoid these risks. It's whether it is about internal traffic or general road traffic, our BGHW show truck or BGHW show van offer traffic safety you can touch. Anyone who has ever experienced how dangerous some situations can be in working life is particularly sensitive to risks. This is why employees can try out various simulation devices in our show truck and show van. Both the show truck and the show van can be hired free of charge by BGHW member companies, and you have to know it's very well booked. That's it. Thank you, and I'm just in time.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Dr. Widershot. Thank you. 好啦，聽完 ISSA 嘅代表分享咗佢哋嘅國際視野之後呢，而家有請我哋本地嘅代表，歡迎香港空運貨站有限公司安全可持續發展及品質保證主管蕭志敏先生，將會就住 Smart Safety Management System 為我哋作出分享㗎。我哋掌聲歡迎蕭生，有請。
Testing. Hi everyone, I'm Benny from Hecto. I'm from Hong Kong. 大家好. Thank you so much for Occupational Safety and Health Council for having me here. So I'm so proud to have a Hong Kong representative to stand on this stage in such a very successful event. Thank you so much. And also give me a very challenging because I have to use 10 minutes to complete my presentations today, and especially before lunch. Are you guys hungry? Yeah, I can see some of you say yes. I'm sure you guys hungry. I'm sure you have, thank you for staying with me for the next 10 minutes. Thank you. So today's my topic is about smart safety management system. It's actually digitalization, a project we have started 3 years ago. So, but first of all, before I go to smart safety management system, have you heard about Hecto before? If you heard about Hecto, if yes, would you please raise up your hands? Wow, thank you. If no, no one can put up your hands. Interesting. So actually, Hecto is the world's largest independent air cargo terminal in the world. We are serving 3.5 million tons of air cargo every year. So as a cargo terminal, we have to say the tonnage in the world is so competitive. But fortunately, Hong Kong has a competitive edge to sustain our logistics business and transport. So hopefully, I'm sure in the Chief Executive policy, a keen support of our transport and logistics aviation is also very important. So I'm so happy to have such an opportunity to share with you guys about our smart safety management system today. Why we need this? So, Mr. Kokowski, I appreciate your point so much. So, the future of prevention is digital. So, very nice, good points I have obtained yesterday. So, I think digitalization can save a lot of manpower, for sure, right? And for the resources, I think there's no sufficient resources, honestly. Please answer this question by yourself. This is no a day you have sufficient resources. That means what you need to do is to optimize your resources. This is the only way. So especially when we are doing our business in our airport, so the employment is very difficult. The people can get a job in the downtown. They do not need to spend so much time and money to go to the airport to come to work. And also our injury rate has reached the bottleneck. Sometimes when we reach the bottleneck, we will stuck somewhere. Maybe we will stop, maybe we will think we can't do it anymore. But please don't do it. Please don't do it. I'm sure many organizations sitting in this room, you are now also doing the same. Try to do something and try to innovate and take the technology as an opportunity for your next page. Our modules of safety management system on SMART, we have 6 modules. So accident and investigation, I'm sure everyone cannot be avoided, right? This is somehow of a basic. Behavior-based safety observation. Human factor or human error is a very pain point in many organizations. How can we use a tool to make sure the BBSO can be implemented effectively? Are you still using a checklist? Are you using some people to count the data for you and do the analytical things in the end? Please say a no at the moment. Please leave the machines to do this part for you. I remember some of the speakers these 2 days talk so many times that please send the people to the workplace to look after the safety. Show your employee care to them, instead of station in the air-conditioned room and wait for the solutions. This is not successful. So what we are now trying to drive in the industry is to make sure how can we use the digitalizations to save our resources and also improve our safety performance. Risk assessment. I think the risk assessment somehow is quite objective somehow when we judge the rating. But if we use the big data to help us, I think this is more easier and minimize the human error to give you a clear view how to do next. Safety alert. Fujita-san, I appreciate your promotion on safety so much. I support your beautiful concept. That's why we do it every day. So our safety alert is actually to alert 2,000 Hector colleagues to remind them to work safely by use of the mobile phones. I'm sure everyone with mobile phones today, right? So we reach them by using the message and the pictures, very simple, to their mobile phones every day before they take their works, before the shift. Safety Climate Index. Helmut, I think you have very, very good points. We are not just doing occupational safety. We are also doing occupational health. Stress management is very important. So imagine you are colleagues working in Hector. Time stress is every single minute part of your life. Stress management is very important. So that's why Hector has employed or has cooperated with the Hong Kong Blind Associations to employ the massage therapists to come to Hector to do the massage. Do you guys like the massage? Right, you do not need to go to Thailand. You can go to Hector. So because it's a kind of rewarding, because the physical works, the cargo, they have no legs. We need the people to maneuver the cargo. Lastly, the safety reporting. We regard the safety responsibilities as everyone's responsibilities. To achieve this, make sure we have the handy tools and mobile device which your staff, they can use. So they can report accordingly by use of just like WhatsApp. You call your friend for lunch 5 minutes later, right? So you will use WhatsApp. We can also use the mobile phones to do the safety reporting nowadays. These 6 modules of the safety management system, which I will say, this is not easy to achieve, but I will have to say, I'll give you some template right here. If we can use the data framework, asset management, and some interactive dashboard, then you will have an attraction to your staff to catch the attention, how to give their insights and engagement. We are all Chinese. We are timid. We do not speak. How can we open our staff's mouth and collect their voice? I'm sure the massage suggestion is come from our frontline staff. So I think I save a lot of time to think what they want, what can I do for them. So this is the kind of deliverables I share to you on the screen. Integration within different elements are also very important. When we do the 14 elements of safety management system, which is documented by our labor department, but they are not talking to each other sometimes for each element, right? But if we use the smart safety management system, they can be integrated and they can use the data and they can share the information with each other. So that means we do not need to duplicate our works. We can use the data from the BBSO to plan our safety climate survey questions, right? So this is all interlinked between each other. Of course, we need phases. We separate our project into 3 phases with different elements on board. 2 by 2 by 2 is also very important because we cannot do it at one day. We go to Roma, we still need time to do this. So that's why we have to collect the information from the very beginning in phase 1 and then try to use the phase 1 results to plan for phase 2 and phase 3. And ultimately, we now have an 80% reduction on injury when we compare 2023 to 2014 already. But we need 5% more further in coming years. So Germans are like to set the target, right? 80% already achieved, but we are targeting 85, maybe vision 0 one day. And also effectiveness. I'm sure many management sitting in this room I can see. So we are also talking about the cost effectiveness, 93%. That means if you two people to do the same task, you just need 1 people almost. It is quite efficient. If we go to the era of digitalization, I'm sure our Hong Kong safety performance and also the health performance can reach another peak. Thank you so much.
多謝晒蕭生 ，Thank you。即將為我哋打頭陣嘅呢，就係有新加坡人力部國際工作安全健康高級主管何長興工程師。Engineer Ho is currently the Senior Director for International Workplace Safety and Health with the Ministry of Manpower of Singapore. He holds the concurrent appointment of Vice Dean for the Ministry of Manpower Academy. He also holds several positions in various organizations, including the President of International Association of Labor Inspectors and the Chairperson of International Social Security Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Engineer Ho, please.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's good to see still there are somebody here after the lunch. Today, I've decided to speak on this topic about policy innovation rather than technology innovation. So I'll give you a little bit of flavor that's different, because we hear a lot of technology innovation here, and we learn so much from it. So I'll give you a little bit difference in that. Now, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, today I'm really honored to address a critical issue that impacts the well-being of our workforce, the challenges of occupational safety and health over the years. Over the years, the evolution of occupational safety and health has been marked by significant advancements all over the world, with policy innovation and technological development playing key roles. As we navigate the complexity of the modern workplace, it is imperative that we embrace policy innovation as a powerful tool to tackle these challenges. Now, what is policy innovation? Policy innovation within the context of occupational safety and health encompasses the development and implementation of new, improved policies, regulations, as well as frameworks aimed at enhancing workplace safety and health standards. It involves the exploration of novel approaches, the adaptation of best practices from other jurisdictions, and the integration of cutting-edge research and technology into our regulatory landscape. The dynamic nature of our work environments requires policy innovation. As industry evolves, high new risks emerge, and traditional approaches to occupational safety and health may no longer suffice. So policy innovation allows us to proactively address these emerging risks, ensuring that our regulatory framework remains relevant and effective in safeguarding the well-being of our workforce. Now, it is important at this stage to differentiate between the two. So it is crucial to distinguish policy innovation from technological innovation. While technological innovation involves the development of and adoption of new tools, equipment, and processes to improve workplace safety, policy innovation focuses on the regulatory and institutional aspect of OSH. In essence, policy innovation sets the rules of the game, while technological innovation provides the tools to play the game more safely and efficiently. Now, we all know that innovation is not solely about adopting new technology. Rather, it is fundamentally hinged on the shift in the mindset. While technology certainly plays a crucial role in enabling innovation, it is a mindset of individuals and organizations that ultimately drives a creative and transformation process. A mindset shift fosters a culture of openness to new ideas, a willingness to challenge the status quo, and embrace of calculated risk-taking as well. Without this mindset shift, even the most advanced technology may not be effectively leveraged to drive meaningful change. A mindset shift encourages a focus on problem solving, collaboration, and continuous improvement, which are essential elements in sustainable innovation. Therefore, while technology provides the tools, it is a mindset that empowers individuals and organizations to harness these tools effectively and drive impactful innovation. Now, as mentioned, policy innovation is about the shift in the mindset that leads to a transformation process. Embracing new ideas and approaches requires a willingness to challenge existing norms and conventions. It involves cultivating a culture of learning, values experimentation, risk-taking. Policy innovation is essential for tackling OSH challenges, particularly in response to factors such as the aging workforce, the evolution of jobs and workplaces, the impact of pandemic, increased focus on mental health at work, and various other emerging issues. By adopting innovative policies tailored to cover these challenges, organizations can proactively address OSH concerns and ensure the well-being of their workforce in an ever-changing landscape. Now, the traditional approach often revolves around enforcement. I think especially for people like us from the regulatory section, the first thing we do, if things doesn't go well, we increase enforcement. While that is necessary, right, emphasizing mere compliance with the law may not work. While enforcement remains crucial, a shift towards a proactive and holistic approach centered on prevention is essential. This requires a shift in mindset, emphasizing on ownership of OSH outcome rather than merely complying with the regulation. By focusing on prevention, managing risks at their source, and fostering a culture of ownership, organizations can proactively plan and address OSH concerns, ultimately ensuring a safer and healthier workplace for all. Now, we hear so much about Vision Zero today. Vision Zero, to me, is about this launch in the change in mindset. Now, the Vision Zero movement, which was launched in 2015 in Singapore, advocates for the belief that all workplace injuries and ill health are preventable, striving towards the ambitious goal of zero harm in workplaces. Central to this initiative is a robust OSH culture mindset, moving from fault-finding to focusing on solution to prevent injuries and ill health. And the transition, the moving away from a blame culture to a culture of learning. Our Minister for Manpower in Singapore, Mr. Lim Swee Say, once said, he underscores the necessity of embracing this new mindset across all industry, enterprises, and individual workers, emphasizing the collective responsibility towards ensuring safety and well-being in the workplace. Now, you heard about the global vision movement, Vision Zero movement, which was launched in 2017 at the World Congress on Safety and Health held in Singapore, aims for the ambitious objective of eliminating all work-related fatalities, severe injuries, and illnesses. This policy innovation not only establishes high standards for OSH, but also promotes a proactive and collaborative approach towards creating a safer and healthier work environment. By setting such a goal, the movement encourages organizations and stakeholders worldwide to prioritize safety and health and well-being, ultimately striving towards the elimination of prevention of harm in the workplace. This chart illustrates the fatality rate per 100,000 workers from 2004 to 2018 in Singapore, reveals a notable downward trend, indicating a substantial 76% reduction in fatalities over this period. This trend underscores the effectiveness of policy innovation in making Singapore workplaces safer over the years through the implementation of policies and initiatives focused on enhancing OSH standards. Singapore has significantly improved safety outcomes, ultimately fostering a safer and healthier environment for workers across various industries. So let me illustrate a bit what we did in terms of shifting the mindset. The OSH framework in Singapore underwent significant reform back in 2005 guided by these three core principles. These reforms aim to enhance safety outcomes in Singapore's workplaces by addressing these key areas. First, there was a focus on reducing risk at source, compelling all stakeholders to eliminate or minimize risks that they generate. This marked a shift from a mere managing risks at the workplace to actively identifying and eliminating them before they materialize. Second, the framework aimed to prevent accidents by imposing higher penalties for poor safety and health management. This is to recognize that the cost of inadequate safety measures will far outweigh the investment in prevention. Finally, there was an emphasis on fostering greater industry ownership of WSH outcome, transitioning from a mere compliance-focused approach to proactive planning to achieve a safe and healthy workplace. This reform underscores a commitment to continuous improvement and ensuring the well-being of the workforce. Now, to cover this ownership, we set up the WSH Council. But I would like to say that when we set up this WSH Council, the first place we come to visit was Hong Kong. And I got in touch with Bonnie, and we learned how the Occupational Safety and Health Council was set up, and we learned so much from there. So this council has a role in Singapore's safety landscape by actively engaging stakeholders, setting high standards, and enhancing capability across the industries. This is all done by the council, not by the ministry, right? Through initiatives aimed at building industry capability, promoting and recognizing safety efforts, and setting OSH standards, the Council contributes significantly to fostering a culture of safety and well-being in workplaces. By collaborating with diverse stakeholders and setting stringent standards by the industries, the WSH Council ensures that Singapore remains at the forefront of safety practices, working towards the goal of achieving safer and healthier workplaces. Now, building on this success of the WSH 2018 work plan, we went on to look at how do we go on the next phase. The goal setting, the goals outlined in WSH 2028, sorry, I got mixed up some slide, right? The goals outlined in the WSH 2028 initiative launched in 2019 serve as a guiding framework for Singapore's WSH strategies aimed at realizing the vision of healthy workforce in safe workplaces. Now, earlier you hear about the workplace health is always an undervalued factor by Helmut, right? In our WSH 2028 plan, one of the three strategies is talking about workplace health, and we want to emphasize on that, right? And we have this vision of a healthy workforce in safe workplaces. Central to this vision is a commitment to reducing and sustaining Singapore's workplace fatality rate at less than 1, that means go below 1 per 100,000 workers on a sustainable basis by 2028, aligning with the safest countries globally. Additionally, the initiative emphasizes strengthening ownership of WSH, enhancing focus on workplace health, and promoting technology-enabled solutions to enhance safety standards. Through this concerted effort, Singapore endeavored to create a work environment where the health and safety of every worker are prioritized, paving the way for safer and healthier workplaces. Now, with this 2028 plan, last year, I'm happy to report that Singapore's achievement of a fatality rate below 1 for the first time in 2023 underscores the effectiveness of this WSH 2028 initiative, which directs workplace safety and health strategy towards the vision of a healthy workforce in safe workplaces. This significant milestone reflects the concerted efforts to strengthen ownership of WSH, enhance focus on workplace health, and promote technology-enabled solutions. By aligning these strategy priorities, Singapore has demonstrated its commitment to creating safer and healthier work environment driving towards the overarching goal of ensuring the well-being of all the workforce. Now, as you can hear, one of the key strategies is still technology. Now, technology plays a crucial role as a key enabler in enhancing WHS standard. By leveraging on technology advancement, various tools and systems can be implemented to improve WHS practices comprehensively. These include utilizing of drones for facade inspection to remove workers from risky activities, employing smart site inspection with 360-degree cameras to detect risky conditions, implementing video surveillance system with AI to deter risky behavior, and deploying vehicle proximity alert system to enhance situational awareness and reduce human errors, and utilizing wearables for health monitoring to assess and alert on ill health that may increase the risk of work accidents. Through this integration of such technologies, organizations can significantly enhance safety measures, mitigate risks, and promote a safer work environment. Now, technology emerges as a potent force with the potential to disrupt unsafe processes and drive significant improvement. By leveraging technological innovations, industry can empower themselves to self-regulate. The idea is to empower themselves to self-regulate and proactively address safety concerns. For instance, we require all crane to have a data logger, mobile crane, to enable the recording, analyze and optimizing of crane operation, enhancing safety protocol. Although the initial reason for making them install this data logger was for the purpose of investigation, but ultimately the crane owners, the crane operators took the data for themselves and analyzed it for their own operation, and that has achieved a significant reduction of accidents involving crane. Similarly, the implementation of video surveillance system in workplaces with poor WHS performance facilitates self-monitoring and surveillance of high-risk work activities, fostering a culture of accountability and risk mitigation. Now, technology presents a transformative opportunity to revolutionize traditional risky and manual work practices, offering safer alternatives for high-risk or strenuous tasks. For instance, the use of drones for building facade inspection not only enhances safety, but also accelerates the process, eliminating most work at high risk associated with manual inspection. This has been shown in various presentations today, right? Similarly, cleaning robots, the use of cleaning robots, as well as reduce the risk of slip, trips, and falls, and work-related musculoskeletal disorders, benefit the older workers as well. These technological innovations not only mitigate inherent risks, but also improve efficiency and productivity, underscoring their significant potential in promoting a safer and healthier environment. Incorporating workplace safety and health technology into the national strategies underscore the importance of a whole of government priority. This entails prioritizing safety initiatives such as including video analytics as a strategic national project under the Smart Nation initiative. Additionally, showcasing AI projects as featured stories within the National AI Strategy 2.0 highlights the transformative potential technology in enhancing safety standards. By integrating all this WHS technology into broader national agenda, Singapore emphasizes its commitment to leveraging innovation for the betterment of workplaces' safety and health across various sectors. Now, technological integration is reshaping our operation capabilities with applications including mining knowledge bases for inquiries and leveraging AI bots for efficient investigation. We are now experimenting using AI to do accident investigation, where the system will generate questions and ask the witnesses what are the things, following certain logic that the inspector usually would know. And we are training the robots to do that at the moment. You are still in the experimental stage. In smart inspection, efforts focus on streaming video surveillance to MOM and utilizing video analytics to detect hazards, aiming to enhance safety, productivity, and learning opportunities. Most important aspect is the learning opportunity as part of the strategy. An important outcome is the availability of the knowledge base for mining on suggested responses and learning. So in conclusion, policy innovation emerges not as merely a desirable option, but as an imperative necessity in our ongoing pursuit to effectively address all challenges. While technological development and innovation is important, but it's even more important to have some policy innovation. By embracing policy innovation, we not only acknowledge the dynamic nature of work, but also equip ourselves to adapt and respond to emerging risks. This proactive approach enables us to create and maintain safer, healthier workplaces for all, ensuring the well-being of all individuals within the workforce. Through the continuous evolution and refinement of policies, we can strive towards a future where workplace safety and health standards are updated and upheld as fundamental pillars of organizational culture and societal well-being. So on this note, thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Engineer Ho, for your insightful presentation. Thank you so much. 接住落嚟有請聯想電訊盈科企業方案副行政總裁孫耀達博士 MH。孫博士亦都係香港電腦學會前會長，曾經擔任沙特阿拉伯大型認知型城市項目 NEOM 嘅執行總監，以及陸上交通部門首席技術主管，專責監督認知型智慧出行策略同埋平台設計嘅工作。馬上將時間交俾孫博士為我哋分享智慧設備應用於提升職安健嘅潛力。掌聲歡迎孫博士。
大家好，下午好。咁今日好高興喺度可以同大家分享一下一啲點樣利用呢個資訊科技啦，係喺呢個職安健上高嘅。咁其實咧，今天咧，其實已經用咗好多喺呢個各行各業，用咗好多唔同嘅資訊科技啦，一啲工具啦，或者一啲軟件去幫助職安健呢個範圍嘅。咁或者我喺呢度好快咁簡單介紹一下，其實今天嚟講有邊幾類型嘅科技啦，其實我哋可以應用。咁跟住落嚟呢，我就會再有一啲實際嘅案例、一啲例題嘅。咁第一呢，就其實好多時我哋都會利用一啲軟件去睇翻喺一啲工作環境上高去所謂嘅安全設施啦、安全嘅範圍啦、規範啦，咁從而咧喺裏邊呢，就做一啲監管。咁亦都大家都知啦，今天我哋每個人呢，其實都會帶住最簡單一啲智慧手錶啊、一啲儀器。咁其實裏邊呢，你都可以利用嗰個我哋所謂嘅 wearable device 帶住嘅儀器呢，可以量度到好多唔同嘅資訊、好多唔同嘅信息，可以從而呢就係知道喺嗰個同事啦，或者個環境上高一啲狀況，而可以幫助到後台或者一啲地方，我哋去睇翻當時嘅環境而作出一個唔同嘅部署。咁同埋我哋成日講我哋而家所謂嘅 virtual reality 啦，或者我哋嘅 augmented reality 啦，咁其實呢啲方面咧，亦都可以配合到喺唔同嘅場景啦，或者甚至乎喺前期嘅培訓上高，咁亦都可以幫助到一啲培訓一啲同事啊，去一啲新嘅環境啊，一啲工作上高環境，可以從而中令到佢哋多咗呢個適應，可以減低佢哋將來喺工作環境嘅受傷。咁當然仲有我哋離唔開我哋嘅手機軟件啦。咁同埋大家成日聽到我哋講啦，咁 IoT 啦、Internet of Things 啦，咁其實好多時我哋啲 CCTV 啊、一啲探測儀器啊、收集一啲數據啊，咁利用呢啲收集嘅數據做好多唔同嘅分析。咁當然仲有我哋一啲一啲攝影嘅器材啦，或者我哋一啲remote 嘅可以遙距一啲監控嘅設備，可以睇到成個周邊嘅環境係點樣樣。咁即係簡單講，我哋其實好多時今天好多時我哋日常見到嘅儀器啊，或者一啲資訊科技啊，其實已經應用咗喺好多唔同嘅職場嘅環境上高。咁簡單介紹完呢，其實我哋可以利用啲乜嘢嘅資訊科技啊，咩嘅儀器幫助到啦。咁或者我哋睇翻少少嘅數據。咁其實睇到過去咧，其實喺呢個職業安全上高咧， 咁其實呢兩年咧就其實都有一個上升嘅趨勢嘅。咁喺翻，如果我哋睇翻喺2023年第三季所錄得嘅喺呢個工業上高有啲咁嘅意外咧，都有6000多宗。咁而環繞住呢6000多宗咧，其實有3個大範疇。第一個我哋所謂嘅F&B 啦，餐飲嘅地方啦；第二個就係一啲工程啊、建築嘅地方啦；第三個就係一啲生產即係或者工廠嘅地方啦。咁如果你睇翻數據咧，其實呢3個都係最多，而係喺邊啲地方咧？其實好多時都係可能喺個環境上高啊，啲同事跣親啊、跌低咗啊，或者有啲儀器嘅操作失誤啊，影響到佢哋嘅安全啦咁樣。咁我見到有咁多呢啲咁嘅事故發生，咁其實咧，我哋點樣去防範咧？其實舉幾個例睇，其實已經喺好多唔同嘅地方、好多唔同嘅場景咧，已經有呢啲咁嘅利用咗我哋一啲新嘅科技去幫助到啊。咁啊，第一個咧就係當然就係我哋嘅喺呢個重工業上高嘅。咁其實重工業上高我哋可以點樣應用咧？其實我哋都可以應用到，譬如話一啲GPS 啊、technology 啊，或者人造衛星嘅 technology， 睇到現場嘅環境，從而中咧就係幫助到佢喺個運作上高啦。咁第二種咧就建造業啦，其實可能最近都會呢2個月大家都會見到新聞上高都有一啲傷亡意外啦嚇，咁亦都係希望唔會再發生。咁而喺呢度咧，其實我哋做嘅方法咧，其實唔一定話用一啲科技。係喺個同事上高，或者喺個員工上高帶住入去嗰個環境。其實我哋好多時考慮嘅因素咧，就話我哋點樣可以喺個培訓上高提早咗，令到嗰個同事知道喺嗰種工作環境，我哋可以利用啲咩科技，令到佢明白個環境有啲咩危險，或者佢要點樣操作。咁當然再加上一啲儀器喺翻個現場環境嘅設施咧，可以令到佢更加容易，或者後台都知道有啲咩機會發生。咁好多時我哋利用咗我哋所謂嘅 virtual reality 一啲virtual reality 去幫助一啲 training。好多時培訓咧係好重要嘅。當你個培訓做得好，一啲員工已經知道將來佢落去工作嘅環境係點樣，有啲咩特別之處，咁可以令到佢減低呢個發生事故嘅機會。咁另外一種咧就喺 logistic 啦、運輸啦。咁其實好多時我哋而家今天我哋大家都知，我哋用好多5G 啊或者 AI 嘅方面，亦都係幫助到佢哋點樣去運輸物流上高可以減低嘅事故出現。咁同埋最後就係 F&B 啦。咁其實已經有一啲大家可能見過啲機械人啊喺個廚房上高啊，一個大廚房裏邊做好多嘢，減低人手嘅操作，減低人嘅需要。咁其實種種咧都可以幫助到咧就減低呢個有咩事故嘅。咁綜觀嚟講咧，就係話我哋點樣利用科技喺成個職安健上高咧。咁其實我睇成個職安健嗰個安全咧，就係其實可以從3個環節去睇翻。咁第一個環節咧，梗係話我哋一開始就話一啲培訓啦。我頭先講過一啲嘅 training 啦。咁我哋點樣用唔同嘅科技咧去培訓一啲員工？當佢將來落到去某一啲工作環境，佢知道要點做。譬如話喺一啲譬如話鐵路上高啊，或者一啲交通上高，佢哋去到一啲密封嘅地方，或者去一特別嘅地方做維修嘅時候，咁究竟點樣做個 training 咧？點樣做個培訓咧？已經係一個 simulation， 一個模擬嘅環境上高，令到佢哋學識到啊。因為當然你可以話我去到現場做一個培訓，咁但係嗰個未必係最理想，亦都未必係有好多機會嘅。咁當然，如果做得好嘅培訓嘅時候，好嘅 training 嘅時候，就減低咗將來有機會發生問題嘅機會啦。咁第二樣嘢就係話，我哋落到去現場做嘢嘅時候，究竟個環境係點呢？咁我頭先有提到，我見到有兩個問題發生啦，即係2個事故發生啦。最近喺呢個工作嘅地方，咁如果佢個員工或者個同事有佩戴一啲 IoT 嘅 devices， 或者佩戴一啲資訊科技嘅，令到收集到現場環境，包括溫度啊，包括一啲氣體啊，包括其他嘅資訊嘅時候咧，其實可能喺現場已經有一個警號話俾佢知，等佢提早離開或者提早作出相應嘅反應。咁或者甚至乎嗰啲資訊咧，可以通過 5G 或者通過一個信息傳播咗去後台，咁令到後台有啲監察嘅，咁亦都知道可能提早話翻俾個同事知，可能呢度有啲事故，你有嘢要發生，你要留意啦。甚至乎咁唔好彩發生咗，咁點咧？咁都可以作出盡快嘅去反應嘅措施啦。咁當然啦，我哋唔希望有任何傷亡事故發生。咁雖然唔需要唔想有啦，咁但係喺現場，如果你帶住咗一啲 IoT device， 亦都可以採集咗好多數據。咁久而久之，當啲數據有充足嘅數據嘅時候咧，其實喺後台亦都做到相對嘅分析。咁亦都去翻去我哋所謂培訓嘅情況之下，原來啲員工咧好多時咧，就算佢經過一個適當嘅培訓，原來佢落到現場咧，都可能有機會有呢啲咁嘅問題產生嘅。咁佢配合翻所採集嘅數據，重新再制定一個相應嘅training 啦，再做過一次 training， 咁令到咧下一次佢哋更加做得好，或者更加可以輔助到成個流程、成個運作。咁所以係成個流程嚟㗎啦。好，咁咧就頭先講過啦，我都係再不停咁去重複講咧，就喺一個工作環境嘅 training 咧係重要嘅。咁而家我哋仲有一啲新啲嘅近幾年我哋興講嘅training， 即係一啲科技咧，就係我哋所謂 digital twin 啦，咁數碼衍生啦，咁同埋一啲 virtual reality。咁利用所有呢啲科技合埋一齊嘅時候咧，其實咧我哋任何嘅改動咧，其實我哋想話改變呢個工作環境，其實對將來有咩影響咧？我哋唔需要一定去改咗個環境，然後揾啲同事落去做嘅，先知道點嘅。其實我哋可以用一個我哋所謂 digital twin， 咁我喺後台有一個電子嘅模擬，咁改動嘅時候咧就會 simulate 翻去模擬翻將來嘅變化係會點，咁從而中咧亦都俾到大家去知道，當我改變呢個工作環境嘅時候，我需唔需要流程配合咧，或者需唔需要加某啲儀器啊，有啲幫助到去做嘢咧？咁呢個就係其中一個我哋成日講嘅 workplace training， 就可以利用到 digital twin 啦、virtual reality 啦，同埋呢 augmented reality。好啦，第二樣頭先我都有提過啦。咁最重要嘅就係話，我哋落到去，我哋應該考慮多啲，用多啲儀器，可以幫助到個同事喺個現場環境。姑勿論係幫助去減低呢個意外嘅發生，亦或者同時間希望經過每一次同事喺個工作環境做嘅嘢，而採集到嘅資訊，無論頭先我講過啦，個現場環境一啲氣温啊、空氣啊，或者乜啲沼氣啊，甚至乎佢做嘅流程，我哋都可以採集到，睇翻喂，其實你本身叫你 training 咁樣做嘅，點解落到現場環境唔同咗呢？從呢啲嘅層面裏邊，我哋不停去睇翻究竟我哋點樣將所有呢啲數據收集，去優化我哋將來嘅流程，經過培訓再優化翻。咁而家亦都大家都知啊，可能大家都有玩添嘅，就係我哋嗰啲無人飛機啦。咁可以利用無人飛機，其實做到好多嘢，包括我哋譬如可能現場啦，我哋呢個展覽廳咁大咁高，咁究竟上高有冇邊啲地方需要維修呢？係咪需要有一個員工用一個好長嘅梯、好長嘅架行上去睇呢？甚至乎咁大，你睇得幾多呢？咁好多時我哋而家都會利用嗰啲無人飛機，所謂 drone， 咁飛上去，佢有個鏡頭可以影到睇翻，甚至乎做一啲我哋所謂 preventive maintenance， 攞啲數據翻嚟後邊去睇翻究竟有咩地方做翻啲分析，做翻啲預防。預防嘅就係減少嘅將來嘅維修嘅工序，咁所以呢樣嘢已經係好多咁，甚至乎內部係咁啦，外部咧一個成個呢個灣仔我哋而家個會展咁大嘅場地，咁多喺露天嘅地方，我哋點樣攞到個數據睇翻呢？咁而家都廣泛利用到個 drone， 咁當然啦，飛到嗰啲我哋都有一個牌照啦嚇。咁Drone 已經講咗啦，咁亦都希望大家即係都再睇翻，就話我哋除咗攞咗啲數據之後咧，咁其實喺一啲而家我哋喺一啲唔同嘅應用環境已經做緊啦。頭先我講過而家舉兩個實例，就係話喺航空業上高，咁其實好多時都會利用到喂，其實究竟喺個跑道上高有啲咩嘢咧？有啲咩嘅 detection 咧？咁大家可能未必留意到，其實喺機場。其實已經有一啲無人車 運送行李啊，運送一啲工具啊，咁甚至乎運送一啲儀器去探測唔同嘅喺個周邊室外嘅環境，尤其是係一啲好室外環境或者室內環境好大嘅地方，我哋冇可能派1個2個嘅員工咁去巡查嘅，咁可以充分利用到呢樣嘢啦。咁甚至乎話火警咁其實好幾年前已經有一啲利用呢個人工智能利用呢個遙控飛機，佢可以好遠咁睇到，喂嗰度山頭有着火。咁其實我哋肉眼望到個山頭有着火，但係其實你未必好清楚知道嗰個山頭大概係幾多，係幾遠，係邊個山頭。但係科技令到我哋可以好容易睇到嗰個山頭究竟係邊一個山頭，從而配合翻落去我哋嘅地圖上高，咁盡快利用到可以或者揾到我哋一啲山林、一啲火警啊、啲救火嘅去做到呢個減低個火災。咁甚至乎喺一啲熱能探測器喺啲工場地方有火警發生嘅時候，咁其實我哋點樣睇到呢？我哋除咗用 drone 用啲 sensor， 其實我哋今天仲有咩？我頭先行入嚟我都見到有好多機械狗啊。咁其實機械狗都可以帶住好多camera 喺度啊，好多 detection 嘅嘢。咁變咗亦都可以利用到呢啲咁嘅科技入到個火場，入到一啲比較危險啲地方，咁反而咧可以幫助到減低我哋要調派一啲人親身入去減低所有呢啲咁嘅嘢。咁喺啲救災嘅地方，其實我哋而家見到用好多 drone 啊，好多機械人啊、機械狗啊咁樣樣。咁嗱，其實我好快咧就介紹咗啦。咁我就想知喺呢度好快總結就話，其實今天咧要減低職業呢個安全嘅即係問題發生咧，最重要咧，我覺得3個環節嘅。第一個環節咧就係話充分利用科技第二，充分用呢個適當嘅培訓。第三咧，就利用我哋所知嘅資訊，不停去優化我哋嗰個流程，不停咁去優化我哋嘅培訓，從而咧就利用多啲科技，可以幫我哋減低人手，減低任何傷亡嘅事故。咁今天好快咁同大家分享咗一啲比較喺而家好通常普遍應用嘅案例。多謝大家。
多謝晒孫博士。今日咧，我哋除咗邀請到國際級同埋本地嘅講者之外咧，都好開心啊！邀請到一眾同場嘅參展商代表，為我哋展示一下最新嘅職安健科技嘅。而家咧就首先有請海宏技術有限公司助理總經理張錦賢先生，為我哋展示 C Smart 如何賦能智慧工地安全，以實現4S。我哋掌聲歡迎張生。
呢個係。各位大家下午好。首先多謝大會嘅邀請，即係有幸可以出席到今次呢個盛會。咁成個盛會裏邊，我哋好深感受，因為其實原來即係大家咁關注安全，令到即係我哋從業員咧應該更加多一啲努力。咁今日我哋個 topic 即係就係 C Smart， 我哋點樣去幫助到地盤嘅安全？咁都要輕輕介紹下公司嘅背景。咁首先我哋Transcendence 其實就係一間科技公司，咁我哋嘅母公司就係中國建築。咁我哋主要咧就係希望可以通過數碼化或者用一啲新嘅科技去幫我哋嘅業界或者幫我哋嘅地盤可以更加安全、更加有效率。咁其實頭先我好多學者或者好多之前嘅講者都講咗好多唔同嘅科技。咁其實我哋係用咩科技咧？其實就係一啲 AI 啦、BIM 啦、IoT 啦，或者一啲 mobile app 集成去我哋一個成個平台裏邊。咁我哋個 brand 就係叫 C Smart。咁一啲簡單嘅分享就係我哋其實成個系統裏邊咧，唔單止淨係安全。咁希望可以將成個工程數字化咗佢，咁即係當然係安全係一個我哋好重要一環。咁我哋當中成個平台裏邊咧有一個 slogan 叫做7+2+1， 加 BIM。咁當中 safety 就係一個 major 嘅 element。咁另外一個 major 嘅 element 咧，就係一個綜合嘅平台，一個 CMP。咁亦都同咧發展局喺上年推出嘅 Technical Circular 裏邊咧，不謀而合。其實我哋將所有嘅數據或者想將所有嘅 alert 咧，都集中喺一個平台裏邊，可以通知到相關嘅工作人員。咁亦都一啲發展史啦。咁其實可能大家喺業界裏邊都聽到好多BIM 啊，或者其他新嘅科技。咁其實 BIM 發展到而家我諗都10幾年。咁大家行業嘅認受性會多咗好多。咁但係做 smart construction 或者safety 嘅 technology， 咁其實都係近呢幾年起步。咁我哋即係其他嘅從業員都喺度努力緊。咁我哋其實點樣會發展呢樣嘢咧？就係其實當時我哋喺2020年。就受到政府任命啦，去幫手起一個臨時醫院啦，嗰陣時叫做，咁就用咗啲現成嘅 IoT 去幫手去管理成個盤。咁當然無論個安全或者個效率咧都發揮到功效。咁我哋就之後大力發展啦。咁其實就喺2021年咧，我哋就成立咗品牌叫 C-Spark。咁亦都喺之前嗰2個唔同嘅隔離設施當中咧，我哋都用咗個 C-Spark 嘅成個系統咧，去幫助到安全裏邊去成個安全嘅管理啦。咁做到一個好好嘅效果。咁亦都我哋喺香港或者國際上面咧都攞到一啲肯定啦。咁亦都可以幫香港去介紹多啲向世界介紹多啲我哋創科。我哋香港創科都好叻㗎。咁其實我哋都有參加日內發明展啦，亦都代表香港去參加唔同嘅比賽，亦都攞到唔少好嘅成績。好。咁其實如果聚焦喺成個 C-Spark 裏邊咧，我哋有超過48種唔同嘅子系統。咁今日我哋聚焦喺安全，同大家介紹多少少。咁我都唔特別去拋書包，我相信咧呢度我哋有好多我哋嘅從業員啦，亦有好多業界嘅人，亦都有好多政府嘅朋友啦。咁其實Technical Circular 裏邊咧，好多林林種種嘅精髓咧，都寫晒出嚟。咁咧其實我哋簡單咁樣將佢 sort 咗成10個 elements 10個模組，但係重中之重咧就係無論你喺個地盤有幾多嘅 alert 都好，我哋點樣可以通知到工人同埋一啲管理人員去避免有意外咧？呢個係一個重點。咁當中有重點就係一個 CMP 同埋點樣通知到工人。咁我一陣都會同大家介紹一下。咁當然啦，我哋嘅系統裏邊咧，完全100% 可以符合到 4S 裏邊嘅要求。咁一個中央管理平台個好處係乜嘢咧？我哋將無論係可能係火警，或者係一啲工人受傷，或者啲工人進入啲受限嘅區域，或者佢冇戴安全帽，嗰啲通知完全咧可以直接通過個平台咧通知到我哋嘅管理人員，亦都可以通知俾我哋嘅電話啦，可以 SMS 啦，或者我哋 App 嘅通知啦，通知翻我哋管理人員。咁另外一個最緊要一樣嘢就係，如果啲工人喺一啲例如 confined space 或者啲危險嘅地方，佢哋撳我哋嘅智能手錶要求援或者各樣嘢，咁我哋嘅亦都可以第一時間可以做到個通知。咁其實頭先我同大家介紹啦，我哋都做咗好多 digitalization 嘅嘢，咁呢個亦都係當中嘅表表者，亦都係可以幫到安全。咁咧我哋可以幫手去追蹤一啲手工具啦，或者梯具啦，究竟佢有冇經過合資格嘅人士去驗過啦？咁你見到咧，其實咧我哋有個電話版啦，喺個電話版裏邊咧，我哋可以即時查閲。好方便，亦都可以有追蹤，亦都將啲唔合格嘅手工具，我哋可以將佢拎去維修或者離開個地盤。咁呢個就會大家見到啦。其實我哋個平台一個 capture 啦，咁裏邊咧可以見到唔同嘅機械啦。咁另一個精髓咧就係e-permit 啦。咁我相信咧喺職業安全裏邊咧，一啲曾經受過訓練先可以入一啲受限嘅地區做嘢咧，係一個好基本嘅工作。例如佢要有電牌啦，先可以入啲有電嘅地方。咁我哋點樣去做一個監管，去做一個 monitoring 咧？就係我哋通過一啲 e-permit。從前咧 permit 就係2張紙，咁我哋將佢 digitalization 咗佢。咁你見到一樣嘢就係，如果我哋仲係用紙本嘅話，我哋啲紙本全部都係我哋嘅管理人員知道啦，或者係嗰個工人自己知道。當我哋有啲唔同嘅 management 想去睇翻呢件事， 冇人會知道。但係我哋如果將佢 digitalization 咗之後，咁你就見到我哋可以通過平台可以睇到啦。咁同埋個工人亦都可以經過線上去申請。咁當然啦，勞工處當中有7章嘅要求，我哋完全符合晒，我哋都可以定制化啦。咁咧，其實我呢度講，咁其實咧我都可以而家有段短片仔啦，可以示範呢一個工人佢哋點樣可以做到呢個申請。咁其實咧勞工處嘅要求裏邊有啲必要嘅填，我哋會填好即係填好晒啦。咁亦都可以咧喺個功能裏邊，大家可以見到咧，可以影相啦，可以入翻佢哋唔同嘅分判啦。唔同嘅電話或者佢自己一啲資歷、一啲火紙或者佢哋一啲證書啊或者各樣嘢，我哋可以完全擺晒喺個電話度。咁亦都方便咧，我哋其他嘅管理人員咧可以即時去睇到。當然啦，我哋呢段短片咧經過即係加快啦。咁但係其實大家可以諗翻轉頭，其實成個過程裏邊咧係好快可以做完5至10分鐘咧，已經可以做完成個流程。咁另外咧一啲頭先講到一啲管制嘅地方啦，管制嘅地方我哋希望梗係當然可以做鎖啦。咁從前可能我哋冇太多嘅電子化嘅東西，咁今天咧我哋有把電子鎖，個電子鎖就係並不是用一啲好簡單可以開到。咁因為我哋希望可以即係如果你哋想上鎖嘅地方，一定係你想 safeguard 嘅地方。咁我哋通過我哋呢把電子鎖，第一我哋就可以用工人註冊證去開。另外，我哋就可以通過 App 啦，通過藍牙啦，可以通過我哋後台去開。咁點可以幫到個業界呢？就係我哋可以喺個後台或者我哋通過個身份認證，就知道嗰個工人佢究竟係咪一個核准嘅工人先去開到呢樣嘢。另外一樣嘢可以帶嚟就係話，如果用傳統嘅鎖俾人破壞咗，我哋係唔會知道嘅，因為即係普通一把荷包鎖，我哋唔會知道。但係如果一把電子鎖俾人剪咗，我哋就會即刻喺平台可以受到通知，咁變咗一樣嘢就係我哋想 safeguard 嘅地方，我哋可以即刻可以做翻一個替補翻，可以保障翻個工業嘅環境嘅地方。好，地盤有好多唔同嘅機械，大家喺場地裏邊都會見到啦。咁我哋有啲乜嘢嘅可以幫到手呢？因為其實我哋上年都做咗啲 survey， 做一啲問卷。我哋睇翻之前23年有啲唔同嘅意外，都好多都係關個機械嘅事。咁無論係個駕駛個 operator 同埋其他，我哋都希望可以做得好啲啦。咁你見到畫面上面我哋有一個防撞，當有工人行近個機械嗰陣時，第一個 alert 我哋就可以即刻 alert 到個工人。第二，另外一個咧就係我哋用一個 AI cam 通知翻我哋嘅 operator。有人喺佢附近，亦都有聲光警報器去提示翻俾佢。咁另外一個就係業界或者香港人而家成日都講 AI。咁我哋通過 AI 可以幫到啲乜嘢呢？咁其實就係地盤，大家可能周圍行嗰陣時都會見到好多唔同天秤。天秤可能我唔知大家行經過都會唔會見到咧？天秤吊住買嘢，究竟佢安唔安全咧？或者佢下邊有冇人可以通知到？喂，下邊唔好有啲工人喺度做嘢咧？咁我哋個 solution 就係通過 AI 聯動埋 IoT， 可以做到一啲即時嘅提醒，就在地嘅工人。咁如果大家想清楚少少咧，我哋嗰度有個 booth， 大家都可以過去睇下，因為今日時間有限。另外一個咧就我哋成日想保障工人嘅健康啦，咁我哋有個 Smart Track 嘅系統，咁就係可以 monitor 到工人聯動埋我哋嘅 Smart Watch， 工人嘅體徵啦，或者佢去邊度做嘢停留咗幾耐啦，咁佢有冇身體嘅唔舒服啦，同埋頭先我講嘅，如果工人有唔舒服，佢撳 SOS， 我哋可唔可以喺邊度揾到佢咧？咁我哋都係通過我哋成個系統可以幫到佢手。咁大家會見到咧，我哋圖片上面啦，我哋個平台嘅一啲 caption 啦，咁你見到咧，我哋裏邊有唔同嘅分區，咁我可以幫到我哋嘅管理人員去了解到啲工人邊個區究竟有幾多工人。好，時間關係，我講快少少啊。咁頭先我講話 operation 即係 operator 嘅態度咧，係一個好緊要嘅重要嘅因素啦。咁我哋喺機械上面咧，我哋裝一啲 AI cam， 咁咧我哋監察一啲機械從業員佢哋個駕駛嘅態度。咁咧其實咧個科技好簡單，我哋喺用車嘅科技去幫手。咁你見到咧，即係熒幕上面啦，如果係瞌眼瞓，咁我哋會作出一啲提醒，咁令到個駕駛即係個控制員咧更加專心去做。咁同埋所有嘅數據咧，我哋都會去翻我哋嘅集成平台裏邊啦。 咁我諗都上年都發生過一啲唔好嘅事咧，關於一啲密閉空間。咁我哋都有 solution 去幫到手，就係咩咧？喺現場最緊要我哋個 IoT 探測到一啲唔好嘅氣體，或者有啲突然個環境有變化嘅氣體，我哋可以做到第一樣嘢就係即時通知個工人，佢喂，你周遭嘅環境有問題，咁我哋會有星光警報器、閃燈或者個嘢可以即刻通知，令到個工人更加 alert 啦。咁亦都有電話嘅通知啦。好，最後咧，我諗頭先好多講者咧都有講關於 VR， 咁我唔特別講啦。咁最後都想補充少少啦。咁其實作為我哋即係一個行業嘅從業員啦，我哋即係希望推動多啲唔同嘅建築科技。建築科技喺而家個領域裏邊，老實講未去到好好。要大家唔同嘅從業員一齊努力，俾多啲機會啲科技落地去用，先至可以令到更加發展得更加好。所以呢個即係希望可以唔同嘅，無論係業主或者係政府唔同嘅部門，或者係更加多嘅從業員咧，大家俾多啲心嘅科技去用，俾多啲機我哋啲創科公司啲機會咧，可以令到行業更加好，令到我哋工地更加安全。多謝各位。
多謝晒張生。緊接住有請今日另一間嘅參展商，歡迎卓穎技術拓展有限公司行政總裁黃靜圖女士，為我哋展示應用於 AEC 項目嘅創新科技一站式數碼分身解決方案。我哋掌聲歡迎黃女士，有請。
Hello， 大家好，我係 Jackie， 咁我來自 Chain 呢一間公司嘅。我哋係香港嘅一間科研嘅公司啦，咁我哋都成立咗有8年嘅時間。咁而家我哋喺香港啦、中國內地啦，同埋新加坡都有分公司。咁我哋其實點解公司叫 Chain 咧？因為我哋好相信咧，你淨係識 technology 又唔得，淨係識 construction 亦都唔得。我哋希望咧，我哋呢個角色咧係可以連接翻兩個界別，令到我哋做出嚟嘅一啲創新科技真係可以好實際、好 practical 咁樣喺個地盤度用到嘅。咁我哋其實成間公司咧嘅核心技術咧都係圍繞住一個 topic。就係 digital twin， 即係一個數碼分身。咁不過喺 digital twin 呢個技術入邊咧，有好多實質嘅應用。咁我今日得10分鐘，我會講嘅就係4S 嘅應用。咁當然啦，其實頭先阿 Chris 咧都俾咗大家一個好仔細嘅一個分享啦。咁所以我諗我同佢講嘅角度可能會有少少唔同。咁其實頭先阿 Chris 都有提到咧 ，technical circular 入邊咧有10樣嘢咧，我哋需要去 fulfill 嘅。咁就係畫面上面呢一啲啦。咁呢啲我唔再詳述啦，因為呢啲係根本上係一嚟就用得㗎啦，已經係即刻可以 pack 落去就 deliver 去西嗰度可以去應用啦。咁頭先都有個講者講到 CMP 係其中一個最緊要嘅元素啦。咁大家會見到咧喺我哋平台入邊咧比較 ready 嘅就係除咗我哋將所有嘅 IoT 嘅資訊喺呢度即時睇到之外咧，除咗有 dashboard， 我哋亦都係好專注將我哋啲 BIM 啦、3D 航拍嘅模型啦、point cloud、build 呢啲 data 咧連接翻入去。咁而且佢係一個 web-based 嘅 solution， 即係話你係任何時間隨時隨地喺邊度都可以 access 到嘅。咁當然 safety 係其中一樣嘢，但係大家可以留意下咧，畫面上邊第二個嗰幅圖咧係講一個 4D progress management。因為我哋除咗 safety 咧，都有想講多一樣嘢，就係其實用一個平台咧，咁管理工地嘅人咧，佢係可以管理埋成個嘅 progress， 睇下佢有冇遲咗嘅。咁跟住落嚟咧，我就會講下關於多啲呢個 4S 入邊嘅應用。究竟用咗個 CMP 之後會有咩好處？點解一定要有個平台呢？點解淨係嗰啲硬件喺個地盤嗰度有 alert 咪響咯？唔夠咩？咁跟住落嚟，我會用一個 use case 去到講嘅。咁因為例如我哋落到去一個密閉空間啦，我諗大家都比較 concern 呢個地方呢係比較危險嘅。咁其實我哋係需要應用咗好多唔同嘅 applications 先可以確保嗰個工人由佢準備到佢可以進入呢個 confined space， 到佢入咗去做緊嘢，成個流程，以至佢最後完成個工作有冇出翻嚟，呢個成個 workflow 係需要連貫埋一齊，就唔係一個 door lock、一個 gas detector、一支 cam 獨立咁樣運作可以做到呢件事。咁所以咧喺我哋有個 CMP 嘅連接之下咧，我哋就有一個 complete 嘅 workflow。由第一個 step 喺佢工人未落去之前咧，佢已經首先可以用我哋嘅 permit to work 去做一個申請啦。咁申請完之後咧，咁其實管理層已經即時可以個 CMP 度睇到今日邊個時段會喺邊個 location 有一個咁嘅 operation 進行。咁跟住之後咧，負責嘅工人咧，佢就可以喺現場咧先做一個試氣。咁我哋呢度就會有啲 gas detector， 而佢同傳統嗰啲唔同嘅，佢係可以連上平台嘅，係 online 嘅。咁你就可以其他人都知道，究竟試完係咪真係安全可以入去做嘢咧？咁第三步咧，佢準備入去之前咧，其實我哋會設置埋一啲嘅 camera 啦，咁裏邊有 equip 咗一啲 AI 嘅 feature， 會幫佢 check 晒佢帶嘅 equipment 係咪已經齊晒嘅。咁當然啦，如果再有啲工地做得再嚴謹啲咧，其實可以做埋人面識別嘅。咁即是說咧，就係某工人佢係可能喺 permit 上邊簽名講咗係呢個人呢個新有一個咁嘅 certificate 嘅 number 嘅工人先可以入去嘅。咁就唔會話好似以前咁樣，我攞張卡借人哋嗰張證都可以入到去做嘢啦。咁呢個就係臨入去之前做嘅準備功夫。咁當你入咗去之後咧，其實我哋下邊亦都會有唔同嘅 device，gas detector 就一定係有㗎啦。咁亦都會有啲係 mobile 嘅 gas monitoring 嘅 device 啦，好似圖片上邊顯示細過一隻。咁呢一啲都會係例如可以一個工人佢一落去咧，其實用足一日，佢唔需要再充電，唔需要再連線㗎啦。咁變咗咧，佢就落去就可以好方便咁樣做嘢啦。而當一個工人佢譬如佢行得入去深處多啲嘅，佢個 gas detector 響啦，有一啲有毒氣體嘅時候咧，其實所有嘅工人佢帶住呢個 gas detector 都會響嘅。咁即係話全部人都知，咦有人有危險要落去幫手，或者係要去通知一啲嘅人員啦，去到做一個管理或者係拯救咁樣嘅。咁當你落到去亦都有 camera 啦，咁就睇住會唔會有啲工人可能有 lay down 咗啦。如果有嘅話，即時個平台都會出 alert 啦。好啦，咁呢個係其中一個 workflow 去印證咗其實喺個發展局嘅 spec 入邊，點解係有嗰幾樣嘢咧？就係因為啲嘢可以擺埋一齊，係有一個 synergy， 有一個 complete 嘅 workflow。咁跟住落嚟咧，大家就可能會問：咦，你啱啱擺咗咁多啲物聯網嘅嘢喺度咧？但係呢個係地盤嚟嘅喎，地盤有電俾你咩？你可以做到呢啲嘢嘅咩？咁為咗呢樣嘢咧，我哋都有一啲唔同嘅硬件啦，係 out of 4S， 但係咧你又必須要用得到先至可以 practically 咁執行嘅喎喺地盤嗰度。咁呢就係一啲電力嘅裝置。咁圖片上面嗰啲咧都已經係一啲製成品啦。咁我哋會叫呢啲做一啲 surveillance tower， 咁佢係會自帶供電嘅系統嘅，包括太陽能又好啦，或者有啲地方可以用風力嘅都會用埋嘅。咁另外咧，我哋除咗做啲大嘅 civil site 咧，都會做一啲例如啲街坑啦，即係嗰啲平時大家喺一條馬路度突然間見到個 site area 都冇呢個台咁大嘅，咁啊邊度擺到咁大個 surveillance tower？ 咁我哋就會有啲 mobile 嘅供電裝置。咁當佢 daytime 咧，佢跟住個發電機咧，佢係插電入去，咁啊可以用咯。成組 confined space 嘅都有電啦。咁當佢 night time 咧，其實你都想知會唔會有工人可能遺留咗喺嗰度冇出嚟啊，或者有啲行人可能跌咗落去啊。咁變咗我哋都要令到呢個系統都要有電嘅。咁我哋呢個電池咧就會儲埋電，咁啊夜晚就一次過行埋。咁就係24小時嘅一個安全嘅 monitoring。咁當我哋有個咁嘅 tower 之後咧，咁其實我哋呢啲咁嘅電力裝置咧，亦都可以駁埋支鋪，咁啊可以上埋啲 camera， 做多啲唔同嘅 AI 嘅分析。咁 AI 呢度唔詳盡啦，即係有幾百款都講唔晒嘅。咁其實所謂AI 啦，成日講 AI cam， 其實冇 AI cam 嘅，係一個 camera 裏邊 equip with 一啲 AI 嘅一啲 system。而嗰樣嘢咧，我哋喺香港做咧，一定唔會用一啲現成嘅 AI cam， 即係佢你可能買咗個牌子。佢自己咧就自帶咗啲 AI， 咁我可以話俾大家聽，嗰樣嘢擺落香港地盤咧，嗰個精準度咧就真係麻麻地嘅。咁但係如果用香港嘅自家製嘅 data 去到 train 出嚟嘅 AI， 就會更加準成。咁除咗一支 cam 獨立應用啦，幾支一齊用都得嘅，就好似呢個咁。咁呢就係一啲 mobile plan 啦。咁因為地盤嘅機器係流動啊嘛，咁唔可以成日將支 cam 咧裝死喺一個位嘅。咁所以啲 cam 咧就裝喺個 mobile plan 度，咁亦都會有個 monitor 咧喺個司機位度，係即時 real time 通知佢，有個工人行近埋嚟咧，就即刻有 alert 㗎啦，咁就可以避免個意外嘅發生啦。咁但係有啲車咧，有時候大家會講我，喂，我其實嗰個地盤咧有呢啲 plan 啦，行嚟行去，但係唔可以裝咁多支 cam 喎。唔可以可能睇住個司機啦，或者影到啲途人都可能唔係咁方便啦。咁所以咧，我哋呢個又有第二個 option 俾大家，咁就係用一個UWB 嘅技術啦，裝喺架車度啦，強力嘅磁石嚟嘅啫，唔會整壞架車嘅。因為好多時咧地盤係租機嘅，咁啲車咧好流動性好高啊。 咁變咗咧，可能你哋都可以自己用嘅，攞咗呢套 device 翻嚟，今日邊架車 operate， 咁你就將呢個 device 咧擺入去架車度。咁工人咧就帶住個 tag 啦，或者智能手錶啦，行得近亦都會響啦。咁呢個就係同一個喺 plan 入邊，我哋有2個 option 俾大家去應用嘅。咁好啦，頭先都有啲講者有講到多一 lot 啦。咁其實睇多一 lot 層面咧，我哋亦都有唔同嘅裝置，又係做咗唔同嘅嘢俾大家喺唔同嘅 scenario 應用嘅。咁喺呢度咧，其實就已經有3款啦，呢一幅圖。最左手邊咧就係一個最簡單嘅人面識別嘅裝置，又係我頭先講嗰啲流動性好高，例如啲街坑啊嗰啲會用嘅。咁啊，成支咧一碌竹咁樣，邊度做嘢就即刻拎出去就得㗎啦。咁啊，中間嗰個咧就有一個小嘅閘機啦，一部嘅人面識別。通常呢啲咧會喺一啲confined space 豎井口嗰度可以用到嘅。最右手邊嗰個咧就真係比較位置係多啊，係一啲大嘅師傅地盤咧，咁都已經有一啲嘅 implementation 喺香港，我哋幫佢做咗。咁嗰啲咧通常就會可能上橋啦，喺啲 SS Tower 做嘢啦，咁可能有成100幾200個工人一齊翻工一齊入去啊，咁你一度閘就唔夠啦，咁又要幾步咁樣，咁就連接埋個 SS Tower 一齊去做嘅。咁當然啦，亦都有一啲最簡單嘅，即係譬如你話鎖電箱啊嗰啲咧，咁就呢啲咁樣嘅電子鎖啦。咁最後啦，咁VR 方面，咁當然亦都係有唔同嘅 options 俾大家選擇。我哋可以應用翻一啲 industry 已經存在嘅一啲 training 啦，去到提供俾大家啦，可以 tailor-made 俾大家啦。亦都有啲工地咧係希望再有一個更加好嘅1比1嘅體驗，沉浸式嘅體驗嘅。咁咧就可以用我哋呢個叫 4D 嘅 immersive cave 嘅系統。咁其實喺好多政府部門啊、大學啊呢啲咁嘅唔同機構都已經係用緊㗎啦。咁因為今日在場嘅除咗有工地安全嘅一啲嘉賓啦，咁其實都有啲係其他領域嘅，咁所以我都希望最後喺呢度講俾大家聽，呢個 cave 嘅 solution 咧，除咗喺工地應用啦，咁喺一啲嘅其他嘅 training，例如一啲做一啲電力維護啊等等，都可以用得到嘅。咁我今日嘅分享咧就差唔多啦。咁如果大家有問題咧，都可以隨時聯絡我啦。咁我 booth 咧都喺後邊嗰度嘅啫。多謝大家。
多謝晒黃女士。繼續落嚟，我哋有請元健科技有限公司行政總裁呂樂倫工程師，將會同我哋分享利用數字孿生科技打造一站式管理平台，引領建造業實現更安全高效未來嘅。我哋掌聲歡迎呂生，有請。
好，大家好啦，咁我係 Terence 啦，Paradise 嘅 CEO。咁今日咧最主要係講下咧我哋做 4S， 我相信咧在座都好了解 4S 啊，或者佢嘅範疇啦。咁所以我哋反而咧就想分享一下喺我哋做咁多單 4S 入邊可能遇到嘅一啲嘅 challenge 啦，或者一啲 key to success 啦。咁但係 before 我開始之前都好快介紹下公司啦。咁我哋 Paradise 最主要係做咩嘅咧？咁我哋最主要咧係做一個工程數碼化嘅，我哋點樣去將 engineering operation 或者 engineering management 去 digitize， 可以做到更加一啲 real time 嘅管理啦，以至去到 achieve 一個 operation excellence。咁所以包括當中包括咗安全啦、進度嘅管理啦，可能甚至係 finance 啦、contract 啊等等嘅管理咧，咁我哋都會去 study 或者去提供 solution。咁其實我哋公司咧好耐之前啦，我自己本身就做開 engine 出身嘅，咁以前就做開一啲 engineering AI design 啦，點樣做 machine learning 啦。咁其實大概喺差唔多10年前啦，都開始做一個 digital twin 嘅技術，點樣將現場嘅情況咧喺一個虛擬嘅空間入邊去實時重現。咁去到差唔多4年前啦，4年前嘅時候咧，其實全香港第一單 4S 咧就係我哋幫中央海水化淡廠做嘅。嗰時發展局咧就都覺得個成效還可以，咁所以咧佢哋而家就叫做大規模推廣啦。咁但係之後中間嘅 challenge， 咁大家之後再同大家分享啦。咁而家咧大概喺3年前啦，我哋已經開始做緊一啲新發展區啊，成個區發展嘅一啲管理平台㗎啦。咁少少 background 關於我自己啦，咁我就其實做開一啲工程管理啊，或者數碼化嘅。咁以前都會係做一啲嘅行內嘅工程管理一站式管理系統啦。而家亦都會提供一啲顧問服務俾唔同嘅政府部門啦、MTR 啦，或者係甚至係 CIC 嘅 4S Training Committee。咁我都有提供我都係其中一個 committee member， 會提供一個 4S 嘅 training 嘅 advisory 嘅。 咁目前咧，我諗我哋都算係接得比較多 4S 啦，或者係工地安全管理或者工地管理嘅平台項目嚟㗎啦。咁基本上絕大部分政府部門咧都係公務部門都係我哋嘅客啦。咁以至去到好多嘅私人企業，咁我哋都會提供服務嘅。咁廢話就唔多講啦，就都好快睇一睇啦。呢一段片咧就係當時局長發展局局長咧佢所發布一段片，就係講緊我哋喺將軍澳海水化淡廠所做嘅第一單 4S 嘅。
發展局喺2020年分階段喺公務工程合約推展安全智慧工地系統，利用智能裝置監察工地，避免發生意外。現時我哋已經大致完成首階段喺8項唔同性質公務工程合約試行計劃。為咗讓大家更了解安全智慧工地帶來嘅好處呢，我哋帶大家嚟到剛剛喺功德地盤嘉許計劃頒獎典禮勇奪金獎嘅水務署將軍澳海水化淡廠工地參觀。
建造工程嘅特點就係工友流動性高，工地環境不斷轉變，同埋有多個承建商喺同一個工地裏邊進行工程。呢啲因素都會增加工友發生意外嘅風險。工程團隊喺工地設置咗智能安全管理系統，能夠實時收集到數據，並且傳送到工地上邊裏邊嘅一站式管理平台。智能系統同一時間佢都會提醒安全主任同埋工友。管理系統仲會收集到相關嘅工地安全表現數據進行分析，可以令到工程團隊更了解嘅工地狀況，從而針對性地去調整工地嘅安全措施。
好啦，咁段片後邊仲有嘅，有啲長，不過我諗我就唔播到尾啦。咁有興趣嘅話，可以上返發展局嘅網頁都會揾到段片嘅。咁其中一個啦，我哋做一啲咁樣嘅一站式管理平台咧，而家最市面上最 popular 嘅應用就一定係做 4S 嘅 CMP 啦。咁個 Technical Circular 入邊咧都有10個 item， 包括個 CMP 在內。咁我相信有唔少嘅講者咧，可能都已經重複過入邊嘅唔同 topic 啦。咁所以我都唔會逐個 item 去重複啦。因為而家好多時做採購認真講所提供嘅服務都係大同小異。咁只不過係最終因為啦有幾個原因會導致佢難做啦。第一就係個 Technical Circular 其實唔係寫得好 specific 嘅啫。咁你其實中間有大量演繹嘅空間。咁所以喺你正式想落地嘅時候，你寫得有幾仔細咧？你個 specification 寫得有幾好？你要補充多幾多嘢上去，先可以真係令到佢做到你想佢做嘅嘢咧。咁呢啲位可以有好多探討空間嘅。咁都叫做好快望一望個平台啦。如果真係做 4S 個 CMP 嘅話咧，都有好多種唔同做法。簡單講，貴有貴做，平有平做，就視乎翻你想要達到咩效果嘅啫。咁但係譬如話做簡單少少，甚至做埋一啲嘅進度追蹤啊，呢邊個位置畫咗泥落去啊，邊個位置填高咗啊，等等呢啲嘢咧，其實都相對比較容易輕鬆可以追蹤得到嘅。咁然後可能甚至係做一啲嘅泥車追蹤啦，你今日有幾架車去入個地盤啊？喺邊個位置起竇啊？佢哋有冇超速啊？有冇 illegal dumping 等等嘅問題咧？其實喺呢啲平台咧，亦都係相對比較容易可以追蹤得到嘅。咁以至去到4S 入邊其中一個啦，講緊一個 smart wearables 啦。今日有幾個伙計 on site 咧，佢哋有冇靠近啲重型機械咧？等等會唔會 trigger alert 咧？咁呢啲平台就可以一站式咁喺個平台入邊睇得晒咯。咁以至去到最 popular 嘅，即係而家個 AI camera 都應用得幾廣泛咧，就係喂，你可唔可以一撳落去即刻睇到現場嘅情況係點樣啊？幾時響 alert 啊？呢啲嘅都係個平台會做到嘅嘢。咁去到後邊，譬如話一啲個別嘅 4S item 就唔特別花時間去一一講啦。咁有需要嘅時候再聯絡我哋可以再同你仔細講翻，喂入邊其實會包啲咩嘢啊？佢嘅功能係啲咩啊？佢嘅限制到底做到幾多嘢啊？等等咧我諗有興趣嘅話，可以過嚟我哋嘅 booth， 我哋可以再花多少少時間去長談啦。 咁我諗呢段片都唔睇啦。咁純粹呢度講緊嘅咧就係除咗 4S 起源個平台之外，你係咪既然俾咗嚿錢做咗平台啦，仲有冇其他嘢可以幫你慳到錢咧？你可唔可以做進度啊、合約嘅管理咧等等嘅嘢咧？其實有好多嘅可能性咧係可以 beyond 4S 入邊咧去探討。反正如果做政府公務工程都一定要起個平台嘅時候咧，咁我覺得其實已經有啦，倒不如我哋再 explore 更加多嘅可能性啦。咁呢個都係當初我哋幫東涌新市鎮填海嘅時候嘅一個控制中心嚟㗎啦。咁最後啦，而家老實講咧，做行內做 4S 咧都遇到唔少嘅問題嘅。其中一個咧就係如果你就咁車份 technical circuit 出嚟咧，其實佢講得幾唔清晰，即係佢好難針對你個項目到底要想做到啲咩。咁所以個 technical detail 到底應該每一個合約點樣去補充翻入邊啲細節咧？佢有冇一啲功能性嘅要求啦？佢有冇一啲嘅 technical requirement 啦？有冇要求個 vendor 包啲乜嘢嘅 service 啦？以至佢包個 maintenance 係點樣樣咧？其實我覺得有大量嘅空間係需要寫得好啲咧，你先係真係落到地嘅。如果唔係咧，而家我相信有唔少項目都自己感受過㗎啦。咁所以咧我覺得喺視乎你到底係想 comply 份合約啊，定係想真係做好件事，其實個做法係相當之唔同嘅。咁唔同嘅目的咧就有唔同嘅做法。咁有好多細節都冇辦法今日喺度 share 㗎啦。咁但係有機會嘅話咧就可以再分享啦。甚至係你點樣揀用咩 solution 咧？你提供一個functional requirement， 咁肯定咧唔同判頭咧都會唔同 vendor 都會俾唔同嘅 solution 嚟㗎啦。唔係 apple to apple， 你又點樣去對比咧？有時候一個 4S 嘅 item 隨手就有5個唔同嘅做法㗎啦，一啲又話啲供電問題啊，一啲又話個 network 問題，咁你到底點樣去揀選咧？所以我覺得而家好考驗就係嗰個 client 本身啦，到底對技術嘅理解能力啦，你點樣去寫份 spec 啦，而在 vendor 有冇能力去鉗住咁多件事去令到佢落地咧？我覺得呢個就會係令到 4S 係咪真係可以落地嘅一個重要原因啦。咁當然啦，要做嘅時候咧，其實你仲有考慮好多嘢嘅。而家即係老實講，行內 vendor 個個都話個個都冚包㗎啦，咩都做得晒㗎啦。實際上個 service 係點樣咧？入邊嘅 skill sets 又點樣樣咧？對個行業嘅 practice 嘅理解又點樣樣咧？以至去到4S 嘅寫法其實有啲 fragmented 嘅，要知 AI cam， 要個 permit to work， 好似係頭先阿 Jackie 話齋，你點樣串通翻起？點樣去 rebuild 翻你自己嘅 procedure， 你嘅安全管理個體系點樣去 embed 喺你個 safety plan 入邊咧？咁其實中間有大量嘅嘢需要討論咧，4S 先可以落到地。咁所以如果我哋唔做呢啲嘢嘅話咧，目前我覺得就大家都會只係屬於一個試驗性質嘅啫。咁但係要落地咧，中間有大量嘅功夫咧，我哋可以再慢慢再討論嘅。咁時間無多，咁我諗我今日嘅分享係咁多啦。唔該晒大家。
多謝晒呂生嘅分享。請就座。嚟到今日最後一個演講啦，我哋歡迎香港智能建造研發中心項目總監袁毅星博士。袁博士是美國麻省理工學院土木工程博士，美國註冊工程師。他帶領所屬的建地科技團隊，致力於研發數位化解決方案，賦能傳統土木工程。有請袁博士為我們分享機器人在職安健中的應用潛力及案例分享。我們掌聲歡迎袁博士，有請。
Hello everyone, good afternoon, and sorry about my Cantonese, I'm going to use English. So great honor and a great pleasure to be here and to share a little bit about who we are and what we are doing. So I'm Yixing from called the Hong Kong Construction Robotics Center, and in short it stands for HKCRC. So the name tells it itself, construction robotics. So we're trying to leverage the robotic technology, AI technology, trying to help construction workers to get their job done in a much safer and better way. Well, in short, we are a technology provider. And okay, just a few words say what we are dealing with. As we all know, the construction environment is harsh and full of occupational hazards. That's what everybody knows, and to name a few, falling from the height, top number 1, and trapped in by heavy objects or hit by a heavy equipment, well known, the tower crane collapse in Hong Kong. several times. And no need to mention there are heat strokes, like this photo shows that it would not be my first job choice to tie in a rebar under directly sunshine in Hong Kong, but that's what people are doing. So driven by all these hazards, there are, the number actually easily can be found, 3,000 accidents report annually in Hong Kong, and unfortunately 20 fatality happens. And no need to mention there are long-term impacts in environment, and it have a negative effects to society. So driven by all these facts and stimulated by this, we established this Hong Kong Construction Robotics Center. We are affiliated to the Hong Kong UST, Science Technology University, and that's the only UST facility focusing on construction technology, and only the InnoHK Research Institute for construction technology. We're based in Science Park, so I welcome anyone who is interested to drop by and to see what we're doing. I truly appreciate that we have the support from several Hong Kong government agencies and dozens, and 30 actually, industry partners, to name a few. Actually, I saw several friends here too. Again, we're just a technology provider. We do research, we build robots, and we provide solutions, but without all this collaboration, actually, we're nothing. So I truly appreciate together, actually, we can build a better construction industry to upgrade and to build a better future. So I want to emphasize that we are sincerely grateful that when we signing an MOU one day in this January recently with the Housing Bureau, and we had a long discussion over the table, and we found there are several visions that we align each other very well, and given that all these MIC new construction methods being used in Hong Kong, we saw several opportunities that we can leverage and use our technology to enhance the Hong Kong construction industry. Like, for instance, we can use our build AI technology to enhance the smart tower crane, so that tower crane can be operated like autopilot cars, and to enhance the lifting of the MIC loading, and there's other robots that can be used in construction site. So I truly appreciate they open the door and let us to gain access to their projects and to listen to their needs and test our robots. So hopefully we can apply several of our products in their construction sites. Regarding the safety, actually, we did some very quick breakdown here. We found there are several accidents that happens almost between the workers and the environments, like the falling from the heights and hit by the heavy equipment. So what we can do, what we want to do. So we want to tackle these problems from the 3 different levels. Basically, environment, the human, and the system. So that's what we envision. And to start with, let's say we found that several construction workers, they may hurt themselves just because they're trying to get something in the environment by overreaching from the ladders, or to just measure the things from the height, and they may fall down. So what if there's some equipment that can easily let them to get the data? So we built several of the digital tools. For instance, we had the handheld LiDAR that can quickly just scanning through this whole building and to know how high and how wide of these things, and to make, for instance, several speakers that talk about digital twins. And this is basically the front access, the data collector, the LiDAR for the digital twins. And we also had several of these very handy tools, like this, the middle screen showing. We had the smart digital inclinometer that can click one button and just showing whether this wall is perfectly vertical, or if the surface is flat, the flatness meets the requirement, and so that we don't have to have 2 people to collaborate and using this traditional way to measure the verticalness and the flatness. And on the third one, actually, we also built a handheld AI camera, like the other AI camera that can tell the inspection whether there's a crack, but we can also measure and using 3D technologies. So we built all these handheld tools to better help the engineer, the workers, to collect data from their environment, so they don't have to risk themselves to overreaching and to collect the data for them. So that's from the environment. And we, of course, we build robots. We build quite a lot of robots. So there are several few named. These robots can help the workers to get several single construction tasks done effectively and safely. And so the first one is the rebar tying robots. This video actually is showing this robot. It's being tested and operated in one of the construction sites in Dongguan. And the second one is the layout robot, which can help the to basically map our layout to the construction site to help the workers realize where they're going to put their installation. And the third one is the wall panel moving and installation robots. This 6-meter long wall panel easily can go half tons, and with all these robots, they can automatically help the engineers to move these heavy construction materials to the target place, and then we can handle to the installation robots and to install easily. And the fourth one is the waterproof sheeting layout. So again, there are several of these robots that can deployed in the construction site and help the worker so they don't have to do this heavy lifting activities by themselves. Unfortunately, we could not move all these robots here in the booth, but we welcome anyone who is interested in contact us and just drop by and see it. Again, that's the from the construction robot, single robots side. And the third level, given all this technology we've been using, AI and these, so before, actually, we have the sensing technology. That's the construction, that's the robotics eyes. And we also have the robots, the action robots that it's like the construction workers' hands. So now we want to combine them to make a system. So the first system that we are envisioning and we're currently developing in our lab is the so-called smart tower crane. And by using all this technology, that we can put the eyes and the hands on the tower crane. So the tower crane can operate like autopilot cars. That the operator can just press a button, several buttons. The tower crane can lifting these objects by itself, pass planning, and avoid collision, and put these things down. So that's what we envision, the smart tower crane. And of course, we can monitoring their operation over the remote systems. And the second one on the right, bottom right corners, actually, it's the autonomous dump truck. Basically, it's a bigger autopilot cars, and it also requires the sensing technology or the path planning algorithms and a system that can direct where they go. So these two systems actually are under development by our labs, and we hope this combination force actually can systematically help the construction site to have a safe operation. So yeah, in together we build tools, we build the construction robots, and we build the systems. And we are envisioning there's a whole system that we can systematically enhance the construction sites and to upgrade the whole industry. And again, we're not alone here. So we're currently based in Hong Kong, but we are very grateful that we had a whole system backup. So this several of our, we are based in Hong Kong, but several systems actually thanks to the UST professor Zexiang Li, who had several of the labs and the robotic parks in Dongguan, Ningbo, Changsha, and Shenzhen. So we together actually can had, for instance, when we build the robots, we had a prototype, and we designed in Hong Kong, and we send our requirement to Dongguan, and 2 days later, several prototype parts actually shipped in Hong Kong. And that's the collaboration force, and we can build this iteration quite quickly, and that's the systematic way to enhance this industry, we believe. And yeah, so we truly believe that the future construction is coming, it's approaching, and the technology is a key part, but again, the collaboration is the driving force that's gonna make these things happen. And I believe that in together with our technology provider and with a contractor and a developer, we can build a better life for smart construction. Thank you.
谢谢袁博士，非常感谢你们精彩的分享。